So, I think it's good. I think we're live. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Hi. We did it.
Yeah. Are we? We are, right?
Yeah.
Yes. A stream. We've been a stream for 24 episodes now.
Efficient. Alex is getting back on the horse and
Alex
a little bit
has
rusty.
his finger on the pulse, but he's getting there. Yeah. We're training him.
Yeah, I mean,
he used to be the master. Now he is the apprentice.
I taught them everything.
Oh, we got to hydrate already.
That reminds me, I don't even have a bottle of water. I'm gonna go get one while you'll do the preamble with us.
Please be nice with me today, chat.
Oh, we've lost our DM.
Who did this? Mitch. Fucking hell, Mitch.
Thank you, Mitch, for reminding wonderful people here that they should have a bottle of water next to them while they play.
I'm dual wielding right now.
Hydration is important.
Okay, you're dual. What is?
That's almost out.
You're dual wielding.
Get a bit more.
Let's fucking go.
No,
I'll have
you. Okay. I mean, this is more impressive than your water.
That's true.
Yeah.
For a second there, Jordan, when you pulled out that water because it was like
than
clear plastic. Because it was clear plastic with a red cap, I did think you were pulling out a bottle of Smirnoff, and I was like,
"Yeah, you know me,
character.
With the alcohols and the drink.
You love them drink.
I do the drunk. I have injected the drunk before.
Jordan
injected. Oh no.
Jordan put Smirnoff in his tea.
I wouldn't advise the most heavy of drinkers to inject Smirnoff into their veins. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't think I would either.
I wouldn't advise people to put Smirnoff into their bodies. It's not an episode of Chasing Tails, sponsored by Smirnoff Ice.
So wait, are you saying you would be okay with people putting Smirnoff on their bodies?
I mean, hey, it's a free country. You can do what you want.
You have a bath in Smirnoff.
Rubbing alcohol.
Rubbing alcohol. Setting yourself on fire. You're in a bar drinking, licking people. I don't know. Many uses.
What?
Use it as a precursor for some form of chemical synthesis.
Should we?
Hey guys, should we like start the show that we do?
Nah, I don't see what isn't this like a normal...
Maybe we should.
Maybe
we could just carry on talking about Smirnoff.
Yes.
Because this is a show entirely about Smirnoff now.
Currently.
Yep.
Things should be a little bit more organized than last time, because last time, like when you guys were mashing the hydrates, I had scotch with me. I've switched to the water. So.
I don't think scotch counts as being hydrating.
I also think the hydrate works well for like maybe a beer or a sip of wine, but consistently sipping scotch.
Yeah.
Ooh, a neat spirit, Andrew. That was a choice.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I show everybody something I got gifted today?
No.
Yes,
I came in their car and was like, "Come out the house and look in my car. I brought you a Christmas gift."
Oh, cute.
I hope it's someone you know.
Yeah, it's my friend Jake.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
It's a one of these!
Yay!
Oh, it's so cute. Hell yeah.
They're so squishy, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna call mine Plop.
Plop, nice. I still haven't named
mine
yet. My boy still doesn't have a name yet. He's back in Manchester right now.
He is a rotund chappie.
Rotund boy.
I think they'll be psychically linked, Riona, and be
absolutely
each other right now.
Yes.
Guys, Andrew has updated Willow and has put him on Marigold's character sheet. Marigold only has 18 more hit points than Willow.
Excuse me?
I'm gonna be real. Willow is a challenge rating half monster.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What?
Willow has 44 hit points right now, and Marigold has 62.
If only there was a magic item that could suddenly give you 25 more hit points.
If only that was the thing I could get.
Wait, no. If Marigold gets it, she gets like 48, right? We calculate it. Marigold just gets 48 hit points. Which
Depends how much constitution it gives her.
It gives her +4.
It gives you 19 con.
Yeah, so it's +4 multiplied by 12, so it's 48. Because she has 10.
Well, what's Marigold's con now?
10.
Yeah, Marigold currently has plus A 0. 11.
Oh,
So
damn.
that's 48.
A whole 48 on
Yeah.
top of that. Jesus.
Straight up 48.
Bruh.
And this is why you don't dump con if you don't want your character to
Don't
die.
dump con. That's a bad idea.
Dumping con is the funnest stat to dump.
I love how you say
Yeah,
don't
And I will
dump
die on
con.
that hill.
You say that
It's
when
a- it's
it's
a
right
fun
there.
I love how Andrew says, don't dump con if you don't want your character to die, and yet the character who died probably had the highest con score in the
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, yeah, at the time, definitely.
At the time.
Right, do we
Anywho,
want to play
at the
D&D?
Nah.
Yeah, let's play.
Sure.
Let's go.
I mean, let's keep talking about Smirnoff and hit points.
I roll the dice. I win.
Welcome on to our new show, Smirnoff and Hit Points, where
This is now a talk show. Yeah.
just drink and talk shit for 4 hours.
Or
I mean-
I need to stop leaning on these
Maybe the
armchair
neighbor-
risks, because otherwise I'll do the whole
Our
stream from
talk
here.
show.
Alright. Good evening, everybody.
Anyway,
Players, how we doing?
Pretty
Good.
good.
boy,
Alright, mate.
I'm dead.
That'll do for me.
How are you doing, DM?
DM,
Oh, you
tell
know,
us.
I'm okay. I'm getting by. I'm excited for today. I'm excited to lift the spirits. We've had some catharsis in the last couple of sessions. Last session, on before it was a cathartic, but we've had a bit of a dip in vibe, and now it's time to bring ourselves gently back upwards towards getting towards some goals. So, welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for watching and joining us here. Hope you've got some snacks, some water. You had a nice week, and if not,
Alex,
I
you
hope
can
that.
see your character sheet on stream.
Yep. I saw that.
How's wrong with you? How do you screw this up? so hard?
Alex!
This guy over here thinking he can produce. It's like,
Only a
Alex,
plus
Yeah.
here's
10.
something I do. You know the character profiles that are in the break screen?
Yep.
I just leave them cycling
Okay,
until we
cool.
need a roll 20
Like
map.
that. Cool.
And then you can look at whatever you want on your fucking goddamn internet browser.
That sounds like a great idea. I'm also gonna do another thing, which I'm gonna do. It's a different window now. Wow. Cool. Yeah, it's good. Let's
big
go.
brain.
Big
Well
brain.
Oh,
GG's.
righty. So, before we get too far into anything else, does anyone have any other announcements or things they want to mention from your weeks?
There is a new episode of Chaotic Creations out today with Harper and Darby. Do you want to hear two absolutely nerdy, wonderful women just create characters for fun for 30 minutes? You do,
Yes.
because it's a very good podcast. Guess what?
Oh my
I'm
God.
on it too this week, and we're making
Yeah.
the YA young adult fiction warlock of your dreams. Did you
Nice.
read Percy Jackson and The Hunger Games and Twilight and that one that they made the movie of that person The Fault in Our Stars is in? Did you read The Fault in Our Stars? Divergent, thank you. Well, you will like this episode. Please go and check it out. That is something I did this week that is worth shouting out.
Hell yeah.
I will find a link right now and put it in the chat.
We can mention that again during the break because that's a perfect thing to go and watch in the break, or listen to in the break. Anyone else got any ungame related things to bring before we go into last time recap?
mean, as always, thank you to the Cooperative Merchant for supporting our lovely baby stream. We love you. They make lovely dice bags, dice trays, dice cups, whatever you want for your lovely D&D TTRPG needs. Now, I know no one's going to LARP right now, but they also make armor and LARP accessories and all that kind of thing. If you want like a choker, a harness, whatever it is, they can make it out of leather. They can make it for you. So,
I love
thank you
your
to them
little
for you.
your transatlantic announcer accent there, Maggie.
yeah, I don't know where that came from.
She put a hair tie on and all of a
The way you
sudden-
were holding it up made me think like, and the concession cart.
Yeah.
But
they
you see
also-
accent cart to your left
hair
and to
thing.
your right.
They also still have a sale on their Etsy for Christmas, so if you want a cool dice bag or something that's over on there, go check it out.
Yeah, so you can find all the links necessary for their various socials and their Etsy at their website, which is cognitivemerchant.co.uk. So if any of that sounds like it's interesting to you, go give them some love.
I have a thing. I have a quick thing.
Go ahead.
As always, me and Maggie appeared on Witch and Craft Games yesterday for their Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle for
Romantic.
what might have been Maggie's last last regular game, which is very sad. But last session was an absolute doozy. Go and catch the VOD if you can. It might have included some of the best roleplay I've ever experienced in a TTRPG. So go watch it. It's amazing. We're coming to the end of this wonderful adventure that Witch and Craft have been putting on, and they're all amazing. Give them some love. Their new game is coming out, or is out, 12 Inner Demons, which also is amazing. They're amazing. Go give Witch and Craft some love, and tune in next Wednesday for more Vampire the Masquerade. I'm done.
Last chance before recaps and D&D begin. Very well. Oh, we got one.
Oh, my hand is up. I just was muted and I had to come on mute. As we're advertising streams, come check me out on Kill Occasions tomorrow, but I will probably say this at the end of stream rather than interrupting the beginning of the game and sending you all off on wild goose chases. Goodbye.
Perfect. Alrighty then. So, last time and in the sessions preceding, the Soul Guard gathered themselves after a period of rest, having discovered the plots of the Lich King Kaiser to resurrect the mighty Titans through twisted rituals with distant and obscure components. They decided to head towards the Babbling Sage, a hag with whom Ashura had made a deal he wishes to revoke. Taking various detours, they went their way through known burrows and mended the amulet controlling the shield guardian, known as Aquamarine. They made their way to Muldrin, where this Babbling Sage was, but as they split up before this meeting could happen, an attack struck the city of Muldrin. Shoreside raiders from Volm came to disrupt the naval fleet, striking ships while they were still in port. And although the city of Muldrin and the army and the Soul Guard managed to fend off this assault fairly competently, one particular mage, the Archbannerman, that was overseeing this assault, seemed to have one final thing to say. And reading a scroll unleashed a powerful magic that only Ashura vaguely recognized as some kind of dunamancy. And in the fray, Maple fell. Her body reduced to dust and then to nothing. The group rallied together, bidding help of friends to find out what might be needed. They spoke to an old friend, the Erganassi cleric Buffett, about the things and the people they might need to gain the assistance of, and finding out what they needed was the true resurrection spell. The only people that they knew might be able to cast such powerful magics would be in Naratos, and before that, they need an immense amount of diamonds. But for now, before running off to the next dangerous thing, they returned home, informing Maple's wife, Marigold, and coming together in a beautiful moonlit ceremony, pushing an effigy off into the lake, lighting it ablaze with Maple's bow. With songs and with drink, a melancholy evening of macabre celebration, bidding farewell to Maple for now. As the evening fades into darkness, you all find your ways to your beds, and maybe difficult for some, but assisted with some exhaustion and some drink, sleep takes all of you. Eventually morning comes, and as you begin to gather and emerge from your rooms to come and get breakfast and things, what would you like to do?
Do we want to do a bit of a cheeky character introduction before we start?
Like as we come downstairs, sort of thing.
Oh yeah. Who's first
to
wake up? That's
Markos
anyone who is
first to wake up.
Markos and Hemlock are early risers, I think.
Yeah.
For anyone who is brand new to the stream and hasn't met these wonderful people before, Markos, as you descend the stairs, what might someone see?
As Markos descends the stairs, quite in quite an agile fashion. You'd notice. He's a human man, probably about 30 years old, fairly tan skin. He looks sort of like Mediterranean in appearance. Short crop, slightly wavy hair, bit of a beard, and he will be in his civvies today. Normally he would be wearing a breastplate and the regalia, so the wooden pauldron and cape of the Royal Adagani 2nd Infantry, but today he's in more relaxed civilian wear, just some basic plain clothing.
Perfect. As you begin to take a seat, you notice Kanziv is already there, putting toast and eggs and stuff down Hemlock, shortly following what might someone find with your visage.
Hemlock, you noticed, rather than less agile than Markos, will limp down the stairs with her weight heavily on her staff. She is a half-orc, half-elven woman, about 20 years old. Long black hair pulled back into a braid woven in with leaves and flowers, and with a wreath of branches resting on her head. Big Coke bottle glasses, and kind of plaid skirt and a nice shirt. And growing out of the side of her cheek is a collection of small bracket fungus that just kind of poke out from the side of her cheekbone. And perched on her shoulder is a little green tree frog, which is her familiar lily, and the little green tree frog with a fly agaric mushroom growing out of its back.
Very cute. Who do we think descends the stairs next? Probably not Hope.
No, I think Nute would probably follow fairly soon afterwards. Nute is a...
John, I have a question. Do you and Hemlock share a bedroom?
Did we get you a bed? I can't remember whether or not we
I'm
brought
pretty
you
sure
a bed
we
yet.
got. I'm pretty sure we got a bed.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine we have our own rooms, and then, like, from time to time, we just spend a nice chill night together.
Yeah.
Hey, how's the princess doing?
I don't fucking know. Don't rub it in. You guys see your girlfriend every
Imagine
day.
not even living
You
in the
guys see your
same
girlfriend
house.
every day.
Imagine not even living in the same house as your girlfriend, fucking loser.
Who does that?
I mean, I'd appreciate it if you didn't attack my relationship. Both IRL and in-game, thank you.
Before this gets too deep, Nute, what do you look like?
Anyway, Nute is a Way of the Sun Soul monk. A Dwergar, so around about like 3'7" in height, quite stocky. Generally wearing quite loose-fitting, free-flowing clothing. Has some like somewhat long-ish white hair, usually pulled back into a ponytail, along with a sort of wiry beard with flecks of grass sewn into it. And yeah, just to one-up Markos, he runs across the wall as he goes down the stairs. Even more agile.
I was just trying to give a theme.
Yeah, and I'm one-upping your theme.
Trying to one-up everyone.
Where's your
Ashura.
dex anyway? No, never mind.
Marigold is
As
first.
you make your way down...
Oh, well, I'm the last one?
No, there's still Marigold and Hemlock left.
No,
It's
and
not
Hemlock.
massively important the exact order you come downstairs.
It is very
What do you look
important.
like?
It's so important to Alex. Look at Alex's fucking little face.
Yeah, I want Marigold to
Actually,
go
I'll
first.
go now. Do Alex last. He's
No,
gonna do Alex last. Fuck
If
it.
it's
I'll
so
go now.
important to you, Alex, fine. I'll change my plans.
So Hope probably comes down as the first lot of early risers and literally finishing their first course of breakfast, because she is a lady of luxury. This 5'4",
5'2".
gold skinned, platinum white blonde haired, silver-eyed Aasimar half-elf. She is a skinty bitch, and she looks good. She knows how to make an entrance. I don't know, she looks like a Bond girl coming down those goddamn stairs in her night robe. It's the classic pink, the pink chiffon with the marabou feathers, the whole shebang. That's Lady Hope Summerhold, everybody.
A new hairdo.
Oh yeah, she cut all her hair off last episode. It's a bob now.
You're Charlize Theron up in this shit.
She looks bisexual as fuck now. She doesn't look like a hetty anymore. No offense intended to any beautiful, wonderful heterosexual friends of mine. I am just being a little shit.
I know that. Yeah. Alex, do you still want to go last, or do you want Marigold to go last?
Okay, I'll go. It's fine.
I mean, I don't care. It's
I care, so it's it's a sacrifice I do for you. You owe me one. You see Ashura, a lanky drow, 6'1", something like that, coming down the stairs. He has deep purple skin color. He's a bard, 10-level bard and 2-level paladin. And you see him with only wearing like open robes and like medieval sweatpants, and his sunglasses like right on his head, like just like kind of on the tip of his nose, reading a book, and he has like tons of scars on his face and body, and yeah, that's it. And morning, yo. Oh God. Hold on.
What are you reading?
One of the books I took from the Wizard Tower.
Okay, so like some enchanting equations and stuff. Nice. Marigold.
Guys, I've just realised Maple had a bunch of stuff in her bag that she wanted to give to Hope.
Oh no! I know, and it's all gone. I know. I know. It's so awful. It's
all the books.
No, the books will have been in the bag of holding.
Oh, the books are in the bag of holding.
But there was a statue to a stayer and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the standard adventurer wears a backpack, and I was not there for the exploration of the Wizard's Tower. But I'm gonna level with you. A backpack and like a tool belt. You cannot put a library's worth of books in a fucking backpack and a tool belt. Please say put them in
they're
the
almost
bag of holding,
definitely
guys.
in the bag of holding then.
Yeah.
The books definitely are, but there was other stuff.
They're not listed on
stuff.
here because I wasn't here for that session.
Yeah, I think what the other stuff was. It wasn't anything.
Someone else was keeping notes for the bag of holding because David wasn't here.
I have it. I do.
Shall I just add it as custom item? Bunch of books from that library.
Between yourselves, check what notes you made down. If it's on that list, it's there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll check what Maple had as well. Anyway, Marigold probably also got up very early, so she probably comes into the kitchen from outside. She was probably tending to the bees, doing whatever beekeepers do in the morning. I don't know. And Marigold is a gnome. She is 3'1". She is so small. And she has long white hair that is braided up into like complex braids on top of her head. She's wearing very like soft natural colors. It's a lot of like green and yellow. And she doesn't have any armor on currently. She probably has like a belt with some tools and stuff on it. And she has little like swirly tattoos on like her cheekbones and her forehead that are not super visible because they're sort of like silvery, and she's quite pale, but they're there.
Beautiful. Coming down at various times, doing various things, you eventually all end up in the kitchen or the parlor, wherever you wish to take your breakfast. And the day is yours. What would you all like to do?
I mean, OOC gang, what did you want to do today?
That's a good question. Should we? It depends, I guess, on Marigold. Like if she wants to stay like a bit of a take a few days to process, I guess. Because we kind of did the funerals yesterday.
I mean, I think with you guys talking about like going to Naratos and stuff, she's probably pretty keen to sort out how we do that and how we figure out how to get Maple back.
Right. So, do we want to do? Maybe we should talk about it in games. I don't know, because it's the choice of between going to the dwarf place to get to the earth plane, or go to the Hokuris.
So the way that we talked about it, OOC, was we can either go to Ember Soul and then go through the plane of fire to the plane of earth, or we can go to the Babbling Sage, do that jazz, which then will allow you to go home to the Hokuri and then go to the earth plane. So it just depends which way we would rather do that.
There's 2 birds in one stone's adventures we can do, right? We can either go kill the Babbling Sage, and that's a hitch that we've been trying to unhitch for a while, or there is a really old RCC job over in Ember Soul, guys.
That's right, there is.
They might have already done it by now, but judging by the fact that Maldron has been half decimated by a load of Volmian soldiers, got a funny feeling they didn't.
Well, I don't know if I would say half decimated.
That was OOC. Not a hometown. Do not worry about that.
No, I can hear you through the 4th wall.
It's literally right there.
My perception is plus 12. Come on.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Shit, Markos is very too powerful.
I don't know. I have no preference. Both of it sounds really cool. We could go kill the Babbling Sage like we nearly did.
So my preference would be to go kill the Babbling Sage and go through that way with the Hokuri.
Yeah.
For clarity, and so that you guys aren't kind of like starting to remember various details, you guys keep lots of notes, both in character and out, and have all the books and stuff. If you have any questions relating to the various objectives or tasks or things you have around, you can scroll down me as a journal and ping where the different locations of these missions are, and see where they collect.
Just a quick question for you, Andrew. Mr. DM.
Hello.
So, if we go to the plane of Earth and take the Heart of Zaratan, do I remember in my dream the size of it? I don't remember. I remember it very big.
It seemed to be fairly large.
Yeah. Okay. Like how big?
Like a chunky boulder, like 4 or 5 feet across.
How do we move that, you guys?
We can carry shit.
Can we? Maybe we can just like plane shift
We have
with it.
we also have gauntlets of ogre power. We have two sets of gauntlets of ogre power. I feel like between those 2, we will be able to lift it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Question as well.
I want to make the comment that, like, lifting it is not taking it to a safe place and storing it, you know? Like, sure, we can lift it off the ground and carry it for a few meters, but, like, you know, that's like saying, yeah, we can pick up a barbell. I don't want to carry a barbell across the entirety of Avantos, you know?
Ben has a good idea.
Probably have plane shift. Like, we'll be fine.
Yeah, but Ben has a good idea.
Plane shift is not teleport, I would like to point out.
But a good point from Ben, who is giving out the idea of wild shape. We can have, like, you know, big animals moving it.
Hemlock wearing the gauntlets. Hemlock picks it up. It is now counted as being on Hemlock's person. Hemlock then wild shapes into something else.
Oh.
And therefore, the item is absorbed into her being.
We can't hear you, Riona, baby.
But if I do that, I can't cast plane shift.
Oh, fuck.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
Marigold to do it. We've got
two druids now,
Should we-
baby!
I guess, okay, other question for OC for the party. Should we not care about that details and, like, see what happens?
No, we'll
Yeah, I
figure
feel
that
like
out
that-
later.
We'll figure that out there, right? Yeah, cool. So let's go. Okay,
Something I do want to ask again, OC, that's been brought up in the chat of the disintegration and the idea that only things that stay behind are the magic items. Maple had Aquamarine's amulet.
That will
On
fall
her.
on the ground as well.
Thank fuck.
I was
Okay.
staring at Maple's character sheet and looking at every magical thing. Everything that she had that's magical was on the floor and you guys grabbed.
Okay.
I have a question. Adamantine armor counts as a magical item. Did Winnie's fist count as a magical item?
No.
That is very strange, and I would not have thought that from my own knowledge of Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you.
To my understanding, and how I'm calling it with this is it's listed as a magical item because it is far more expensive than a standard piece of equipment, and so for the purposes of cost and obtaining it in the game, it's as rare as a magic item. But as far as what it actually is, it is just a material.
Isn't it the same thing with like mithril armor?
Yeah,
Mithril is really
like mithril chain is it's a special material, not a magical thing.
Sorry for coughing.
How dare you? Okay, cool. So I say if everybody's okay, because I know because both Nute and Ashura could go to Hokuri land. Okay, hydrate. Thank you.
Hydrate.
I was thirsty. It's not like I nearly finished my battle already.
Yeah, I think go kill the fucking babbling sage, lads.
I mean, first,
Okay.
guys, Ashura will definitely tell you, well, let's just go kill her, but you need to tell him, let's just go talk to her first, okay? I feel like, do not just tell her.
Is there anything people want to bargain for when we go see? I mean, we can have this discussion in character, I suppose.
Yeah.
Hope, what's Hope's eating apples? Hope finishes an apple. It's like, well, good morning. A very quiet breakfast, understandably. I know we've got next steps to take. We have the option of Ember Soul or the Underdark, and as two of our party are Hokuri deep-dwelling folk, I feel like it would be a nice trip home, but...
Well...
I don't know, Ashura's never told us the deal here.
Yeah, we don't know.
That's what I was RPing just then, and I was just making sure I wasn't RPing wrong.
So, we could, one of the... no, I did tell you about the deal, right?
I don't think you've ever told us.
I honestly can't remember.
I think you told us there was a deal. I don't know if you specified.
No, do you know why I remember? It's because you all insulted me for being dumb. Because I told you guys, and you were like, "That was a bad deal," and I was like, "Yes," and you're like, "That was really bad."
Oh shit! Yeah, we did do that.
Yeah,
we did call you a dumb.
I didn't know if we just did that OOC was
no. So I'll do the thing.
Alex or
So
Ashura?
Ashura will just close his book and be like, right, so as you know, my stupid deal I made with the Babbling Sage wasn't really great, and, I can't go back to Hokuri, to the Hokuris. I can't go back home, basically, until, just because I wanted to find answers. She kind of just told me, oh, go see another person, and kind of made the deal. So... if we want to go through the Hokuris to go back to, the Earth plane, we need to talk to her. So, yeah.
Well,
I mean, we can kill her straight. I feel like it's, but maybe.
Yeah, but we could try and get something out of it, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
I don't know what, but it'd be fun to try.
And like I said,
she
maybe
creeps me the fuck out though.
Maybe if
she's
I
gonna
ask
get me
nicely.
really muddy, and she's gonna get me so muddy.
Muddy.
I would say if we are
What do you mean covered in mud, Alex?
Yeah, but why will? Okay, I understand.
Yeah, Alex, you'll have been in. What she does when people go in is she covers them in dirt and shit. It's horrible.
I don't remember she did that to me, but okay.
I would say we're currently in a position where there is a lot of things we need, but the things we need are very high cost. If we go and ask for something expensive, we have to expect an expensive deal. I'd be careful on that front.
What if we ask, she takes back the advice she gave me and she gives me back basically a refund, like I said last time. I feel like it's it's kind of a logical.
Hang on. You want?
Sure.
I grew up in Maldrin, and we all heard the stories of the witch who lives down by the coast. And you want to go and take back a deal you made with the witch? I don't think she'll do that.
The only way we managed it last time was by making another deal. And the one you've made is big. I don't know whether, you know, we can deal our way out of this.
Don't we just lie to her?
That's a good point. I'm pretty good at this.
I don't know
like...
why everybody's so willing to be so truthful to such a horrible, horrible woman.
You know,
for lack of a better word.
I feel like
she seems like the kind of woman who'd be difficult to lie to. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
I'm pretty good at lying.
I know you're good liars.
Yes. Do you want to know how good? I'm like +10 good.
Ashura did once convince me that I was actually 5 foot, and I believed it for a whole day.
Yeah, that he did. Until that he did. He even thought the tape measure was wrong. Like it was insane.
Wait, it wasn't?
No, it was. It was.
Oh.
Yeah. So Babbling Sage, yeah.
So back to Maldron.
Back to Maldron, I guess.
Yes, I suppose.
Marigold, do you want to maybe do you want to take some time, or should we just go like today, or do you want to take some time for like a week or two?
I mean, if this is our first step on the way to getting to Naratos, then I'm happy to go as soon as you're ready.
Cool, because I also figured we don't have a lot of time, so we have like 6 weeks. So
time is of the essence.
Time is kind of.
If we can get down to the plane of Earth, we can deal, if we can, with the heart of Zaratan, and we can get diamonds. So the quicker we set off, the quicker we sort it.
2 stones with 1 mission.
Well, I imagine it'd be more than just 2 stones if we're going to the elemental plane of Earth.
So, does anyone have like knowledge of the elemental plane of Earth? I understand there will be rocks there. But
you guys rolled last time to think about where you might find diamonds, and you got pings on the elemental plane of Earth.
Yeah.
If you'd like to try and recall or think of any information that you might know specifically,
yeah, I think it's more specific rather than.
Hey Andrew, I don't know if this counts, but does stone cutting work if I'm thinking about the elemental plane of Earth?
No. It will be, I'm gonna say, an Arcana check.
I'll do that.
Okay, right. I don't. Where are my dice?
I think stone cutting would
23.
work if you were looking at the rock.
If you were there and you were like poking it, I'd say maybe. But to be like elemental magic,
It's made of rock though.
Yeah,
23 for Hemlock.
14
for you. Marigold.
Sad.
I only got a 9.
Okay. Ashura, your knowledge of the elemental plane of Earth limited. It's the kind of place where, like, if parts of the cave systems near you, or usually deeper below, like the Underdark is real far down. It's days and days of traveling down. Beyond that is where you find these openings to the elemental plane of Earth, and usually there are dangerous things there, but in general, things that come out of there aren't hungry for your souls, and so it was less in your purview. Okay. Hemlock. I think in like an old book that you found at some point, tossed to one side off a pile of loot that no one else wanted, a book of far-off twisting lands drew your attention.
I just would like to ask for that to not be that kind of poops on my whole shtick. Like a book no one wanted that was just thrown in the bin.
When she lived on a pirate island for 20 years.
No, more on Levasuda.
Oh, you made it sound like it was during our adventures, and I was like, oh, no. Thank you, Andrew.
Poopy would never throw, Hope would never throw a book. Perfect, maybe.
No.
Back pirates
when you were on Levasuda and loot was thrown by the wayside, this one caught your eye. And essentially what you recall is that, as all elemental planes are, it is a place of chaos, of just energy and matter, twisting and moving, almost formless. It is a pure essence of rock and stone and twisting ore and crystals, and Earth. As far as specific information on it, it is inhabited. Like the material plane, there are humanoid sentient races. It is ruled by a very domineering class of gem-dealing genies called Dao. You recall the stories mentioning them unfavorably. There are many, many more mindless elementals where enough energy infuses the rock where it has some semblance of life, almost a soul, but not quite. And it's dangerous. It's a place of twisting, ever-moving rock, and so tunnels there are a tunnel for one moment, and they are closed the next.
Okay. I will relay that to the group. So there are people there that we can trade with. Not the nicest ones, but they're there.
Okay. Well,
keeping our heads on our shoulders while we're there and not getting lost, getting hurt, stuck in tunnels that close.
yeah. Okay. Cool. That sounds like a place I want to go. All right.
I don't know. How
Ashura,
we're
be
going
honest
to
with
go-
me.
Oh, go ahead, Hemlock. I apologize.
I was just going to say, Ashura, be honest with me. How many of the places that we've been so far in this adventure have been places that you've wanted to go?
Very few. Very few.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
Go on, Hope.
If it is a maze of tunnels that open and close at random, what is to stop us being swallowed completely by the elemental plane of Earth and petrified forever inside a rock and becoming fossils? That's my problem with this plan. We need I think it's we do have a hag to deal with.
Yeah.
However, once we've dealt with said hag, it is foolhardy to just go running into a plane that could just eat us into the earth at any time, and we'd all be trapped in shallow graves forever. That would help nobody, least of all Maple.
I may have something I can do. There's a spell that I know that can at least help me track paths, which at least stop us from going into tunnels and getting stuck in them.
Right.
But I'm going to need to get a few things.
Also, I think probably both Hemlock and I have access to a spell that can mold Earth in various ways, so we wouldn't necessarily
yes,
be
of
stuck
course.
forever.
So if we can have time to get materials very quickly, then we should be okay.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure the people back home would know a great deal about the place, or at least more than us.
That's a good point.
So we can, we can stop by and I can ask people around and just meet back my family. That'll be super not great.
So, by the sounds of it, at least, we're pretty much set on dealing with the Babbling Sage, right?
Yes, I think so.
In that case,
I believe so.
should we focus on dealing with that for now, and then we can look more into how we deal with the elemental plane of Earth.
That's a good point.
One step at a time.
Right, we focus on killing the witch from the fairy tales and myths and legends that lives outside the city that me and Hope came from before we decide to go to a completely new world.
I mean,
Yeah.
Markos, we have literally killed the dragon.
I know, but it's very
true.
strange.
And Markos, it's not a completely new
We are
world.
here to make the fairy tales.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's what I know.
I like that. That was good.
This isn't some form of story or made-up thing, Nute. Don't be so flippant.
Oh, we know. We've met her.
Yeah.
She's, well, we've met several hags, I suppose. We know what she's capable of.
The pitch of her voice.
We
is
can
kind
deal
of-
with this.
Yeah, I think the worst part is mostly her voice. I feel like.
Does it count as meeting if you just talk through a little coin? I don't know if that counts as meeting per se.
Well, you know, I've made some friends over the sending stones that I've had in the past, and I would consider them as good friends to me. I don't think you have to see.
I wouldn't say you would have met them. I've seen you. I've been in this situation for the last couple of months where I have so many friends through my sending stones, and I haven't been able to meet a single one of them, and it's been making me terribly sad.
Well, you all have sending stones? Damn.
Oh no, this is way back now.
I need some this.
Back when I was using them, they were sending tablets.
This is a ridiculous analogy to my IRL life.
Thank you for the follow, Double the Soup.
Thank you.
Sending bulbs.
Double soup!
Double soup. Double the soup. Double it.
So we get on the road to Maldron.
Yep.
We go to the Babbling Sage. We can talk, and if that works, then that works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
So
but
if it doesn't,
that's our first. Then we yes.
I don't know if it should be our first task of the day, and it feels very morbid and strange to say it, but I'd rather rip the plaster off quickly than make it a slow, festering wound. Maple's things. Things we found together. I mean, of course, Marigold, you are entitled to everything. You're the love of her life, but she had items in her possession that would greatly benefit all of us. And I think we should consider perhaps utilizing those rather than letting them go to waste.
Right.
Absolutely. There are things in here that are of no use to me. I don't know what's best for all of you, but I definitely don't need to be as strong as she was, so those magical gauntlets can absolutely go to someone else. And I have know that the bow is, a gift to the tribe, but again, I'm not an archer, so you are her chosen family after all, so I think she would be more than happy for one of you to have it.
No, don't say have. We're borrowing, right? We will give these back. We're not taking them. We're borrowing them from her.
Yeah,
for a short while.
This is definitely temporary. When she'll be back, she'll take everything back, and if anyone wants to take them, well, they can deal with Maple being angry at them. I don't want to. So
we have the bow, the gauntlets. Did you have anything else?
There's also 2 amulets here. One of them's got a big shiny stone in it.
Wait, what?
Sure the other one is.
What on earth's that? No, pass that here. I think Guys, did you do it?
Oh yeah, we forgot to tell you. You know the thing you were like obsessing about for like 6
Holy
months?
shit! And you just did it without me. Fucking Alizé is chiming.
Well, because you went up in the towers.
That man, gotta love him.
You were literally
champion.
The next room over after you were taken.
Literally.
It does just happen like that, doesn't it? I was trying to get through there so fast, and I just wasn't quick enough.
It do be like that sometimes.
I think this is probably also for you, Hope. And there is Maple had 200 golds worth of magic ink and paper, which it being magic, I guess, didn't disintegrate. So.
Oh, nice! Wow.
Hope's
gonna get all quiet and sad and just be like, I'm just going to go and put these in their proper place, and she's gonna go up to the library real quick.
Cool.
Bye guys. See you all in like 2 minutes.
In the meantime,
the library is in the act. It's gonna take me a while to get up and back now.
In the meantime, Mitch has paid for us some hydration.
Oh, I'm out of water.
You're out of water.
That's why I got a whole.
I'm out of water. I'll go grab some in a bit.
Waha.
This is why I have a whole pot of tea.
Look, there's one bigger than my head.
How much magical ink and paper?
It was 200
golds worth.
What are you gonna do with it?
Because I can cast a lot of illusory scripts with that much magic ink, basically.
Yeah. That's why Maple took it. Maple was like, Hope probably needs magic ink and paper, right?
Hope does magic writing.
Hope's a wizard, right?
Hope's a wizard. I was about to say, oh, that's some wizard shit.
I'll keep the ink on me, but I'll leave the paper in the library.
Sure.
So the bow, the
Respectfully.
gauntlets, and the other necklace.
What the other necklace is?
It
I assume you.
it
know.
allowed her to have more, I guess, strength. Not this. How do I word? It improved your
Made
confidence.
More vitality. It
Yeah, you've like,
Yes.
made her cheeks flush
Vitality.
and her heart rate lower, and it just brought a sense of health and calm and goodness to her. I think you should have it. You deserve some calm after everything that's been going on, Marigold.
If no one else can use it for now, I'm happy to take it.
Of course.
yes, go ahead. Yeah, we could have literally just said it boosts your physical constitution, because constitution is still a word.
Real word. What?
It's a real word.
Excuse me, no. All of these things, strength, made up. Only for D&D.
That's
Completely.
it. That's it.
Intelligence?
Too meta.
What even
Too
is
meta.
that? I know. I know.
Well, I will point out, Alex, if someone says, what magic item is this? You are the character.
I know. I know. I was literally gonna say it.
Glasses, mate.
Yeah, I was literally gonna say it, and then someone took over, so I was like, "Cool, it's fine. It's the same thing. It was just a good joke."
Hey.
Alright.
Does anyone else
mean,
need
I've got-
need the gauntlets?
I got mine, so not really. Not really.
Not really my bag either.
Hope you do have a sword, but
No, I don't need gauntlets for this baby anymore.
what do you mean?
She's like coming back into the room. I don't know. What fucking dickhead.
Please explain to me in game how you use charisma for your blade. I want to hear it. Yeah.
Magic.
So what do you mean not anymore? Like, explain to me. I don't understand, because you
Once
normally
again, I will repeat the words I've said to you before. Get yourself an actual, proper, real dragon sugar mommy, okay? And then she'll actually teach you real shit, rather than the nonsense of leaving you out cold in the gutter. I mean, she even gave me this, and I will, like, hold out my necklace and just be like, Ashura, you're not taking advantage of your relationship.
I mean,
Wow.
she gave me plenty of things, so don't get me wrong. I haven't Tofu paid for one magic search.
Yeah, no, it's when I cast it
Oh,
has a
boy.
caveat written in it.
Okay.
It's when I next
I thought it
cast
was
spell.
now. I got scared for
Yeah,
a
it's when I
second.
next
Hope is talking to you and it's just like, motherfucker!
Yeah, exactly. I was like, do I have to stop? So okay, yeah, well, I mean,
Oh boy.
I should maybe check on her. I haven't done it in a long time. Anyway, so we've got the bow left. We've got the. If you don't need the gauntlets, who will take them?
I can, I guess, make use of them for the time being. But if at any point someone else needs them, just please.
Do you think I can stack?
I'll hold on to them
No, I can't.
if you put it that way.
I can
I
borrow.
don't think you can stack
bow.
them, Ashura.
You don't know until you try it.
Then they just set your strength to a fixed
you
number
just
anyway.
set your
38.
strength to 19.
No,
Like,
it's
Yeah, so if you
ads.
want,
So now your strength is
add
19, but twice.
Yeah.
Double
strength
19.
equals 19 equals 19 equals 19.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah. Right. So if you want the bow, Markos, you mean? could use
I
the
can
bow.
borrow it. Yes.
There are a
think
few
I'm
other things.
Probably the best equipped to use it.
Yes. There are a few other things in the bag of holding, Markos, that we found
Oh,
that we might as well
Distribute.
have a look at now.
well, what are they? I
maybe
can't
referring
pull
to-
them out unless I know what they are.
It's a tome of clear thoughts and a wand of the war mage.
Sorry, but I love that Marcos is saying this when in canon he was the one who put them in the bag.
Oh shit, was I?
Technically, I was like, "Don't worry, I remember you putting them in."
You've got to pull them out of the bag. Oh no, you're right. There is this wand and the book.
You know, I think I could probably
there's
use that
also-
one. I mean, that's how the rest of you do it, right? You're just like
not quite. There is also a manual of golems, of iron golems, but that's a different story. I don't think that's
I
something we
don't
can
know
quite
if we
use
can-
now.
Yeah, that's something I need to look over. With
It
What
looks
level?
like
I'm
It's,
not. I'm gonna have to ask this OOC. What level is the Wand of the War Mage?
Plus two.
that's the Um,
I wouldn't mind either of the items. I don't want to take both, but well, both are useful to me.
As someone who worships the literal goddess of scholarship, any book will do. I have a voracious appetite for fiction, non-fiction, teaching, learning, any of it. I'd be very keen to get my hands on a book like that. A wand, I don't need. I don't. Less so. I prefer orbs and fans and swords. A wand just isn't my look.
I can take the wand. I'll be happy with that. So to confirm, we have the Soul Zephyr going to Markos, the gauntlet.
I shall keep it safe for now. Yes.
The gauntlet's going to Nute.
Yep.
The necklace going to Marigold.
Amulet of health.
The wand to me. And
you want to take that?
I would.
We'll remove it from my possession and hand it to you.
And the amulet, the magical papers, and the tome for hope.
Yep.
The tome being this book of clear thoughts.
Yes. Which, if you read it, you have to read it for 48 hours over the course of 6 days or less. And once you've completed it, your intelligence increases by 2, as does your intelligence max.
Ooh. Question quickly. Did you? I misheard. Did you give Ashura the manual of Golem? No.
I did not.
But we have a manual of iron golems.
Yeah. We'll just put it.
It will yeah, we can put it in the library if we need to. But
it's safe in the bag.
Yeah.
Sure.
It takes 120 days and 100,000 GP. So
one iron golem.
One iron golem.
I mean,
so,
if one day we get to like a third.
I'm so sad that the book about Shield Guardians is just gone.
Yeah.
Oh, Archester, no, I'm sorry.
Bag of Holding's magical item. A lesson has been learned. Put everything in the fucking bag of holding. Like, David, can you put the Tome of Clear Thought in your bag of holding, please?
Oh, keep it in there. You've claimed it, but you've not.
Yeah, like I'll read it, but I won't keep it on my person.
Yep. I'll keep it in there then.
Yeah, nice.
Iron Golem.
Anything not worn, I'm not keeping on my person, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Just
in case.
And it does mean if we lose the bag of holding, we're also fucked, but I'd rather that than disintegrate.
I'll try my best not to lose it. There is a couple other things in here. We have a pulls out a fucking huge greatsword. This, which appears to be slightly enchanted.
With what?
I think it's just slightly better than a regular greatsword. Plus 2, you may say.
Right. So, I mean, does anyone need it? 'Cause we can still like.
I mean, if not, I can just put it back in the bag.
No, but
we got a lot
we can
of stuff.
definitely sell it. You know, it's not something very.
Yeah.
Or we could give it away and gift it.
Yeah, I can also we can gift it. That's definitely true. In exchange, maybe for the babbling sage, or I can move.
Plan.
I can move the enchantment onto another object.
We'll park that for now, I would say.
Yeah.
and you just slowly slide it back into the bag, Mary Poppins style.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great sword, so it's like nearly 2 meters long, right?
Yeah. No, I love it. It's a great image.
Okay. Well, I'm ready to go.
Right. I'm also ready to head out.
I have someone I need to check in on in Adigan before we leave again. We're very flighty people. We've been here less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yes, I should probably also visit some people before I go. I need to make some deliveries.
I've got a bit of shopping to do.
Okay. How about we take a day?
I think so.
A day. A day is all I need. Yes.
Can do.
Ready.
Perfect. What is everyone up to?
I Nute will head into town with whoever's going there. I just want to look to see if I can buy a couple of healers kits.
Healers kits? Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy enough. They're the kind of simple bandages and twine and simple salves that you can pick up at pretty much any general store. So if you just find how much they cost, and there is no issue buying such things.
Cool. I'm gonna buy 3, and then I'll spread them out a bit between us.
Okay. Marigold, you had some deliveries to complete.
Megan?
I do. I'm gonna take whatever. Yes.
No, sorry, there was a lag, and so we didn't know you heard.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm lagging a little bit, but yeah. I'm gonna take whatever jars of healing honey that I have left and just distribute it to whoever's ordered it. And if I have extra and there are people that haven't ordered recently, I'll go to them to make sure they have some supply.
Perfect. You head around through the various districts of Adigan where you have some common customers. They are very happy to see you. They all seem very bright and chirpy, and they kind of, a few of them invite you in, and you're not quite sure if you have time. But they're all very glad to see you, and those who weren't expecting some are very, very grateful, and kind of push a couple handfuls of silver at you for the trouble. Anything else for you while you're out, or just complete some deliveries?
That's it for now, I think. I might I might try and buff my herbalism kit to make sure I've got plenty,
Mm-hmm.
Just in case.
Your herbalism kit or healer's kit?
Herbalism.
Okay, so the herbalism kit, I believe, is the tools and things. So in terms of so if you want to throw...
Oh, it does.
So in terms of the ingredients of stuff that you would like to make, is there anything in particular that you're going for?
Largely healing stuff.
Okay.
And not necessarily just healing stuff, also generic painkillers, just because it makes life a bit easier,
Sure. How much gold do you want to throw at stocking up?
Ooh, I've got about 130 gold, so I have plenty, however much gives me enough for a decent long time adventure. A few days, maybe a week.
Basically nothing. Enough to make a couple of healing potions, enough to make...
I don't know that I'll have time to actually make healing potions. To be honest, because they take 4 days to make.
Yeah, that takes a long time.
If you're making them from scratch, so I guess just I don't know.
If you want to go for kind of just basic, just kind of things will soothe pain that probably won't heal up any hit points in a pinch, but will be nice, then go ahead and throw 5 gold at it.
Okay. Yeah, I won't have 4 days to make a healing potion.
Don't forget, you did have some stock that you had made while the others were away.
I did. So I think I've got that in my... Yeah, I've got 2 healing potions left over that I didn't sell to the army yet, so I have those with me.
Perfect. Alrighty, while you're out there meeting people, completing these deliveries and restocking your pouches of herbs and things, Markos, what are you up to?
Hey, I think just as people were planning to go into town, I would have said, hey, everyone, I remember last time we did some stocking up, you mentioned there was a smith in town who was working on something for the gun scouts? Or at least the Adigani infantry.
There is this Warforge fella who is working on a lot of things. You could go see him.
A smith we have a rapport with is a good thing. I think I might sell this greatsword and see what what this smith has to offer, let's say.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That sounds good.
And I'd like to swing by there, in that case. Maybe with Ashura, if he wants to come along.
No.
Alrighty.
Few plans.
Okay.
It says.
So you head over to Daenerys, the large warforged smith and tinkerer. You find the same kind of circular, quite squat building, a building too small for a being of his size. As you enter, and there's a ding-ling-ling as you open the door, you can see his massive, kind of hunched over frame as he turns over towards you. Hi there. How can I help you today? Markos, right?
Question, OOC.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned last session, or maybe the one before. Is he a Warforged Juggernaut?
He is indeed a Warforged Juggernaut. However, he is missing large chunks, like the massive, bulky sections of armor are not on him.
So he's essentially the same thing as what grabbed me and flew into the sky.
Yes.
Okay.
He is basically like the skeleton of that. He's a big boy. But you can see he's folded down. He's like shortened some of the limbs. You can see how they like almost like screw in to like change lengths and stuff. And he's kind of reduced his size as much as he can. Yeah.
Hey. Sorry, forgive me.
There's nothing to forgive.
Familiar, and it weirded me out a little.
That's okay. There's no problem. I understand.
Well, you're obviously trustworthy. You're fine. Yes, I have this sword that I want to sell. Just wondering, what do you think to this? I believe it has some magic about it. And I'll hand him the sword.
He takes it and starts kind of running it over in his hands.
And whilst you're looking at that, I hear that you might be building something, and I just tap my rifle that's on my back. I'm like,
I do. This is beautiful. The craftsmanship is great, and there's definitely some kind of enchantment to it. So you're looking to sell this? Okay, hold on. And he kind of places it on the countertop, which is like the size of countertop you'd expect for like a gnome, and so he's like towering over it, and he lays it back down and kind of goes back into the workshop. And he comes out with a small like monocle with a very thick kind of crystalline lens, kind of holds up to it and inspects it for like 10 minutes or so. While he's inspecting that, is there anything that you'd like to do?
I just look around, just gaze at the tinkering and the crafting things that I'm sure everywhere in this shop, and just have a nice look.
The front of the shop seems to be relatively mundane in terms of the actual like pieces of armor and weaponry, and there's some crossbows and things. All look pretty well made, but they're fairly mundane. The back part of the shop, you can kind of see past his large frame is where there is a workshop, and there's actually like a hard, thick stone wall that actually separates half of this workshop, and you can see a large like iron vaulted door that stands ajar. As the inner part of this workshop seems to be a little more secure than the rest. You can make a perception check if you'd like.
Oh, I'd love to. I would definitely be hanging around so I can just sort of see through there. But, discreetly.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get new dice. I don't think I've rolled above a 10 on these dice, like, ever. That's a 15 total.
15? Like, he's not making an effort to hide it. And you can kind of glimpse past, and you see the familiar form of that mechanical quadrupedal construct that you guys recovered for him the first time you took on a job for him. Like the body of like a large, almost feline shape, but mechanical, with no head, but rather like a slim saddle on its back with a kind of a number of joysticks and controls where like the shoulders come to a point.
Was I playing with the group at this time, or was this before I joined?
This was in...
No, this was before Markos, because this is when we went to the first gnome.
I see it, and I think it's cool though.
Yeah.
It was the first mind flayer we ever met, so it was before Markos.
Yes. After a few minutes, he finishes kind of inspecting with this monocle.
Sorry.
Second one, yeah, I think.
This looks like it's just a real nice greatsword. This will be a great thing to kind of keep in stock. I might be able to see if I can either maybe do something extra to it, or most likely kind of sell it on. I think most likely, but
well, I think make a with the right decoration, it would make a fantastic weapon for maybe a high-ranking officer or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Perfect. I think. Let me have a look what I've got. And he kind of goes into his like back into like the vaulted section, and you hear like the clinking of coins and things. And he comes back in with a handful of them in his kind of Anakin Skywalker robot hands. Kind of starts counting out like the pre-roll, like paper-wrapped kind of rolls of coins. I've got 720 that I can spare for now for buying this kind of thing, if that is agreeable to you.
I mean, it's taking up weight in my bag. Good deal. Yes.
Perfect. And he takes the sword back into the vaulted section, pushes the coins across to you, and it is 720 gold pieces.
In gold pieces.
Yes.
What?
We just love to take bad deals in episodes where there are hags. Just saying.
Oh, is that a really bad deal?
For a +2 weapon?
Rare items are worth about 5,000 gold.
Yeah.
They're worth between 500 and 5,000 gold.
So like what would
It's
be
a
like
real big spectrum.
What would be like a
Plus
500
two
rare
things
weapon?
not.
Probably like a +2.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
probably like +2.
Markos.
Markos had less than 100 gold before he sold that. And he was only going to spend it on things for the party. Right, now, you mentioned these rifle things.
Yes. Come with me. And he kind of his torso rotates before his legs do, and he kind of hunches down to fit in this large vaulted door and beckons you into this workshop. And you can see it's very, very well organized. This is a person that has like every screw laid out in lines. Every tool is clean and in its place.
Master of knowing.
Yes, master of knowing. And then, like, he has this like construct by like quadrupedal thing on chains hanging in the center. Like you have like cars hang in like workshops and stuff.
Yeah, like an engine block suspended from chains.
Exactly. And he takes you over to one of the side benches where there is resting what you instantly recognize as a variety of firearms components. There is no like put together weapon, but there are like different kinds of stock. You can see a couple different like piles of lenses that would go in towards a scope. You can see small mechanical parts that you don't recognize the use for. I've been like brainstorming, and I've been on a little bit of a commission from the Royal Infantry to kind of see what I can do with this stuff. And I've got a number of ideas and a few things in process that I could probably get to work in maybe like days. But I haven't got a weapon of my own to put them on, or I did want to speak to you. I was going to kind of get more of this done before coming to you, but what do you think would be useful? And he kind of, his like head set deep into his chest, like is just staring at you with curious intensity, while his hands start kind of like organizing the parts and components into a into rows.
Well, thinking recently, we were fighting that juggernaut. Sorry, from Volm and.
I'm a gnome.
Good point. Clearly, my bad. Well, then let's just continue. There was a situation with a bomb that needed to be stuck to an enemy, and my throw was not very good. I also have this, and he'll like show the Iron Bands of Binding as a restraint that could be useful to direct in a projectile-like fashion.
With
yeah, you
decent
get the
range.
idea.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I don't know. Look, how about this? I'll leave you my rifle.
Okay.
If I find a scratch on it, it'll be fine. This doesn't already.
Perfect.
But
I know that
Yeah.
was Andrew giggling, but I like to think that was in canon.
No, that was generic.
don't worry about scratches. There are thousands on it. It's seen a lot of use. Now I will leave this with you, and I've got to go. But we will come back, and I think you may have some very interesting things looking at these components you have around. I can tell a tinkerer and a gunsmith when I see one.
Yeah, and as I said, I've been commissioned by the Royal Infantry, so I think they might cover the tab on this one because this counts as development. So, thank you
All
for
the better.
helping me do the experimentation on this project.
I'm surprised they didn't just give you a stock rifle if you're.
They
doing
did.
research.
I just broke a few, and then they stopped replenishing them. Experimentation can sometimes be a destructive endeavor. What can I say? But
Markos
this
is
one,
just like now, sort of sketchily like glancing at the rifle, which is now on the workbench. Like,
I'll have a think. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being do exactly what you've said and no more, and 10 being go crazy with it, get creative, where are you comfortable?
let's say like a 5, maybe a 4.
5 is good. 5 is good.
4 or 5.
5 is
Like,
good.
you-
All right.
I will let you express your artistic license and your ingenuity, but nothing too crazy.
Crazy. And if you were to say that there was one monster or opponent that you overcame ever that you are proud of, that you want to, that like represents you as a warrior, what thing have you overcome that's like you hold dear? What's your trademark? What's your deal?
It's almost as if he's asking what your favorite enemy is.
Well, historically it would be giants, but I've not been on the front lines in Canis, or the front lines, you know what I mean, the ranging missions in Canis in quite some time.
So what is it now? You don't have to answer. This is not a necessary component, but I'm just interested. Ivrenfar,
Well,
Mind
a
Flayers.
You know about the Mind
Giants.
Flayers?
A few people. I mean, yeah, you guys went around doing the whole
Oh,
get your
you've
brains
spoken to
checked
my
at your
friends, of
clerics
course.
and stuff
Ah,
a while ago. Yeah.
I don't know. What would Lady Kaisa count as?
Who's that?
A worm! Just say it's a worm!
Not a nice person.
Undead.
We know she's
enemy,
definitely undead. Yeah.
Yeah,
an
she's
enemy of
undead.
the state. Let's go with, for now, let's say undead.
Damn it.
All
I
right.
believe we got a bit of an undead vibe from her.
You could have
and
had
her
a
friend.
wiggly rifle.
All right. Well, he kind of puts the rifle down on like a rest in the center of the workshop. Leave this with me. Come back in a few days. A week at max. And I
We'll be
should have
gone
something
for a
you.
while, so I'll see you whenever.
All right.
Take care.
And you. And he kind of walks back to the counter and sees you out. And gives your friend a little wave as you exit. Is there anything else that you'd like to do, or are you heading back to Yellow Hall?
I'm gonna curse myself for being awkward around a Warforged and then leave. Because it was like, no, fuck, the Juggernaut, he's one, oh, no, shit.
Yeah.
Look, we all get awkward around Warforged sometimes.
You see, with Nute, it was fine.
So sad. What makes me so sad is like Daenerys and Maple kind of had like a vibe going on, you know? Like he got me, and now he doesn't even know, and it makes me sad.
So,
Real quick, Riona's hand up has been up for a while.
I know, I'm saying
Okay.
the word Riona.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Bye-bye.
Riona,
Yes, I've
what is
got
Hemlock up to?
two things. One that's not going to take very long, hopefully, and one that might take a bit longer, but maybe won't. I want to go out into town and see if I can find. Let me just get the exact wording. Spells. Ah, they won't load. Some divinatory tools is the word.
Tools.
I'll get the proper wording. That's the wrong one. There we go. Divinatory tools such as bones, ivory sticks, cards, teeth, or carved runes worth 100 gold pieces.
Okay.
I'm specifically looking for bones because...
They're looking specifically for bones. Could you make me an investigation check?
I can indeed. 16.
16. 15. A bit of asking around, a bit of checking for street signs and occasional, like, the painted maps on signs that kind of dot their way around the town. You find your way to... There's essentially like a small underground waterway that comes down, that goes underneath Adigan, that all of the city's, like, underground, like, sewers link up to. And there's a small, like, a few sections where that's exposed. That waterway is, like, open towards, like, the outskirts of the town. You find yourself being directed into one of these spaces furthest upstream, so the smell's not too bad. But you kind of head into this underground river with two walkways on either side. A small circular doorway hangs with a sign of a draconic skull, kind of resting, painted quite badly, but good enough that you can make it out. It's a dragon skull, but no better than that at all. And you've been told that this place, called the Fingerbone, if you're looking for bones, this place probably has them.
Okay, I will knock on the door.
Come on in. Hold on.
The little door opens, and you see, draped in a massively oversized kind of brown canvas hood and cloak, is a small creature. Little kind of whiskers out of a like slightly scaly jaw, and a little wet black nose, with underbite, almost like sharp teeth. As this like small, maybe 3'8" creature, like answers the door. You can see red scaled hands.
Yes? What can I do for you?
I'm told you sell bones.
Yes, I sell bones, buy bones, eat bones, use bones for all kinds. Come on in. Make sure you duck. It's quite a small door.
Yep.
And they
duck.
they kind of like vanish inside, taking way too many steps. Like they could just walk, but they're going. Inside is tiny, by which I mean the room is fairly normal sized, but there is so much clutter and garbage hanging from the ceiling on little like leather cords and threads that it feels incredibly claustrophobic. You are hit with a smell of mold, as plenty of this stuff is around damp environments that shouldn't be left in damp environments.
Yeah.
But you do immediately see what is mostly like rodent bones. You can see like entire, like they're like almost like bunting, which are like connected individual rat skeletons that are just like linked up, like back of the pelvis to the jaw, like back of the pelvis to the jaw, like rat centipede chains on the ceiling.
Oh god.
So what can I do for you for? Looking for all kinds of bones and things. I got plenty. Happy to help a fella out, or a lady out, or a person out. I'm sorry, I don't mean to ramble. I just don't get too many big folks up here.
It's fine. I'm looking for. I kind of like look around, like I like doing the slightly over the top, and like look around, and I'll lean in. I'm like, can you keep a secret?
Oh no.
Oh, well, it's not too big of a secret. I'm looking for some bones to help me with a bit of magic. Specifically, some divinatory tools.
Cool.
I was wondering if you had any.
Yeah. That's what I can do. So what kind of things you looking for? How impressive you're trying to be with your telling of things? You going for the whole dragging knuckle bones to try and impress the people that you're foretelling for? You're going for the like, oh, you know, all I need is a pig pelvis, so...
It doesn't need to be, you know, visually impressive, but and I'll take out like a little like a pouch of 100 gold and just like put it on the desk and be like, I am willing to spend a fair amount.
Maybe you can afford my greatest wares. Who knows?
And like you see, like they kind of pull the hood back, and you see the head of this kobold, one ear like torn off, one kind of like flapped and bent down, massive eyebrows that almost cover the eyes entirely.
So let's have a look.
They jump on top of the countertop and start just pulling through. Like half it's just like rags hanging from like twine, just kind of creating this kind of veiled curtain, this canopy in this room lit by smoky like fat torches that like spit slightly. That you're fairly sure are quite a bad fire hazard in here.
Yeah.
And they pull down like a few like disparate like leather drawstring bags and like.
Yes, maybe these.
Like pulls up one. They just need to clamber up you. They grasp hold of your staff and your clothes, and they climb on top of your shoulders and go above.
I'll give them a hand.
Stop wobbling.
I'm sorry.
They pull down another couple, and they scatter them across their countertop with a flourish, and they kind of across the wooden top. And you see a mixture of bones. Some of them blackish and grey. Some of them bony white. All of them look quite old. Some of them are like pieces of spine, but they have like carvings in. You're not quite sure what they mean, but there's carvings in them. So have like paint set in. You can see what looks like someone has tried to make a dice out of pieces of spine, but they could only land on 2 sides. But they labeled like 6 of the sides. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but they're sporadically decorated.
So, perhaps a big spender like you can afford something quite so extravagant. Let's see how practiced your eye is. What do you think these are?
And she, like, pushes across kind of the bigger spine pieces.
Am I able to tell?
Make a medicine check.
Also hydrate, Hemlock.
Oh, that's a 26.
These, they look fairly mammalian, of a medium creature that is probably quadrupedal, but you're not quite familiar with exactly what it's from. It could be a large dog, it could be a large cat of some kind. But there's little enough to kind of tell, especially because they've been painted a bit, specifically what they're from.
I'll kind of like, speak out loud, like, mammal, quadrupedal, it's old.
Yes, it is old.
Am I, with that check, am I able to tell, are they all from the same animal? Or is he trying to, like, push on me things from multiple animals to trick me?
You notice some of them do seem to be slightly different in shape, which would normally throw you off, but something about how they're like, he like kind of reorganizes them and lays them in order, and laid it in order, they actually do look like they kind of, like one does seem to follow on from the next, even though the pattern does vary slightly.
I don't think this is just a regular beast.
Oh, you are a smart one, yes. This beautiful set here is from a chimera slain decades past, far beyond my time. But these horrible creatures would fly down on the wings of a drake with the heads of a lion and a goat and a snake. And the magic of all these creatures is diffused into these bones, which can tell fortunes grand and not.
I see. Am I able to tell if he's shitting me?
Make an insight check.
That's 21.
Yeah, he's real shitting you. Like you were kind of almost convinced that these could be from one creature, but with his like display of them,
it's
like he like knocks a couple of them over with his overly grand hand gestures, and you can see underneath where like the actual pattern of where the internal parts of the spinal column link together don't match up. Like,
yes, chimera bones.
I'm gonna kind of
I'll say
smile.
120 gold.
I'm gonna like smile and put my hand down on his desk and look at him and just go, look, I understand that you need the money and this is a wonderful establishment, but please,
Yes.
I do not like to be lied to. And I'm gonna cast Hemlock's Decaying Grasp, so his desk just starts decaying under my hand.
Oh,
just slowly.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna keep looking at him.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check. I'm gonna say with advantage as you're rotting his table in front of him.
I don't like being lied to. 17.
17. This little asshole kobold trying to grift you out of some hard-earned gold is like,
It was a test, and you've passed. Your keen eye has unlocked my finest wares that I only reserve for people who I know what they're talking about. And you,
of course,
clearly got a brain between your ears.
I'll stop rotting. I'll stop rotting his desk.
Thank you. My father carved this.
There's a little bit. There's some mushrooms growing out of it now. Just a little bit.
He eats one.
Nice.
Christ, that's horrible.
I love this little guy.
That's I like you. I like this one. Don't you like her too? Yes, I do.
Some other creature that speaks is apparently hidden in the massive fabric and just trying to spring up in this room. You can't see who or what or where, but another voice rings out in response. As he kind of goes behind the countertop and actually pulls out another couple like wooden boxes with locks on them and starts going through stuff.
These How much did you say you had?
100.
100. Is he worthy? Yeah, I think so. All right. These,
and he opens the box and lays out a variety of bones. This looks to be some of, if not all of, a skeleton of a small creature.
This belonged to a small young wormling, almost a week from hatching, almost a week after. Green scales and leather bound these bones together. They were struck down by a mighty draconic warrior, my grandmother. It made her the matron of our tribe for generations. And these were the bones kept as a relic of her victory against this mighty drake. For 100 gold pieces, sorceress, this could be yours. Wait, she's not a I'm so sorry. You're an idiot. Look, I don't identify different kinds of magic.
I think Riona's disconnected.
No, I think she's just very impressed with this roleplay.
Well, double the
No, I
suit
think Riona's just squinting her eyes at you. And
Hemlock is doing a really intense insight check right now. It's gonna take a minute.
yeah.
Ooh. Oh,
What do you think? Watch as you're standing there. We just take her gold.
We've been cut, by the way, you guys. We've been cut like in pieces again.
Yes, I know. Wait, I'll hold on.
Oh no.
Do this.
Wait. We
You
all
think we
just
should-
put your heads up. Yeah, David,
Hello?
put your head up. Yes. Prupy is now Nute. Nute is now... Jordan is now Hope.
I would
I am
like
the
to
DM.
punch.
I would like to
I'm
punch.
back.
Hell yeah!
I'm
Oh,
back. I'm
What was the
sorry,
last
I'm
thing you
sorry.
heard?
it's a nat 20 for Prue.
The last thing I heard was they were from a young wormling that was struck down by a mighty something.
It was a great wormling. A whole week after it had hatched, after green leather and hide bound these bones together, was struck down by a mighty warrior, my grandmother. The victory staked her as our matron, our chieftainess, for generations. And these bones are the relics of this victory. True dragon bones. And for 100 gold pieces from such an esteemed... Not sorceress. Lady of power. And he opens it and turns the little box towards you. They could be all yours.
Now do I get the sense that he's shitting me again? Is he trying it again?
Make another insight check.
Does this kobold have the audacity to try it again? That's the question here.
23.
You get the impression that you properly gave him a fright by rotting away his desk in front of him, and he has stopped bullshitting. You're fairly certain that he seems genuinely proud that his grandparent kobold, who is definitely long dead, kobolds don't live that, apparently killed a baby dragon when it was like a hatchling. But he seems genuinely quite proud of that.
Well, I will look down at him and I'll say, well, then I will treat them with the respect and honour that such a mighty prize deserves, and I'll push the 100 gold across the desk.
Thank you. Very good doing business with you. If you want any other... I haven't got any more of these. Obviously, they're very special and quite a unique thing. But if there's anything else we can deal you with, if you want a nice necklace of rat bones, they'd suit you. They'd go with your eyes. Lovely eyes they are. Would go great with rat bones. That's looking like a yes. I'll make you a whole necklace for a whole nother 12 gold.
What is... I'll have a look around and say, what do you think, in your opinion, is the one single prettiest bone that you have in this store?
He immediately looks down at his crotch and picks up from a small fanny pack. Unzips it.
He's like, wow, these zips are a great invention.
And pulls out just a strange looking shard. It's like smooth and contoured at the front and kind of broken at the sides.
I don't know about beautiful, but this one carries more sentimental value to me, aside from the dragon bones. It's the bones of a Goliath. No, it's a human.
Yes,
a human that once came down to these tunnels and thought, "Oh no, gross kobolds! We hate you for making such a good network of tunnels under our town. Get out!" They didn't know that we had to deal with the council. And my grandmother punched him square in the face.
Oh.
Killed him. Broke his face bone.
That's one hell of a punch.
No one came looking for him. He just decayed there, and we found this was loose.
Little 20 monk.
Wonderful. I must say, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, I didn't give it.
You didn't? Would you like to give it? I didn't.
Why do you want it?
Just so I can sing your praises.
He stares you with the intensity of someone making an insight check.
Bilp Thickle?
I will keep it in mind. Thank you for your business.
Thank you for yours. Have a nice day.
You too.
And he like walks like uncomfortably close to you as you're leaving, and kind of opens the door, like watches you leave.
I'll wave at him.
He like waves, and then like another right hand above goes like. It's like whatever second presence decided to come down and just wave out the side.
They're so cute. Oh my god.
Bye.
Bye. I love
you
them.
exit the side of this little underground waterway, and anything else you'd like to do the rest of your day?
There is one more thing, and again, this is something that's either going to take maybe a bit of time or take no time at all, depending. I want to try and scry. I want to get back to the house once we've done all the shopping, and just kind of sit down in my apothecary, and I'm going to attempt to scry on Kaelin.
On Kaelin? All right.
On Kaelin.
Would you like to do this by yourself, or would you like to have any of your friends around you while you do so?
I'm not hiding it, so I'll say, if I see anyone else around, just hey, if we think it's useful, I'm gonna try and attempt a scry on Kaelin. It might not work unless they're in the same plane as us right now, but we might be able to get a little bit of a bead. And they have a tuning fork that's attuned to the plane of Earth. I can probably also try again when we get to the plane of Earth, if we can't find them today.
All right. Before we get to that, is there anyone else who has anything they wish to accomplish today? That was quite a slightly long...
That took longer than I thought it was.
Before we get back to scrying-y things, has anyone else got anything they would like to accomplish in this day of respite and to do things? Prue, I think you mentioned you had a...
Yeah, I want to go see my girlfriend.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
Might be a nice idea. That's what Hope was going to do. But I also just want to stop by a bookstore and get, a blank notebook, some quills, some ink. I don't want to RP it.
Perfect. Throw down, a gold, and you get, a nice big notebook, which has, a cute little clasp on it, so you could put, a little padlock on it if you wanted. And, plenty of quills and ink if you want.
I swear... pen is an item in D&D, and it's not on D&D Beyond, guys. I spent ages being pen, ink pen, quill, and I fucking can't find
ink pen
it.
is on D&D Beyond.
Ink pen, I found it. Thank you so much. Oh shit!
I literally just typed in pen, Prue. I mean, I
typed in
come
pen.
on.
I typed in pen. I can spell pen.
Are you sure?
I got through reception in year 1. I can spell pen. I don't know why I fucked it up so bad. Yeah, I just wanted to add an ink pen and just stock up on all that Astrea good shit.
You have plenty of note-taking material.
Stationery.
Stationery, yeah.
Oh my god, David. Oh my shit. No.
You head towards the palace. You are let in. They all recognize you.
Yeah, they do.
David, I liked it. I'm joking. It's just
Sorry,
for appearance.
the palace is loading. It's been a minute since I've thought about the palace.
That's fine.
It's big and fancy.
It is big and fancy. I'm thinking about the people that are there and where they're at right now.
She can not be home if you want, mate.
No.
Busy. She's got a lot to do.
She's not the only person of import there. Right. Finished loading. The little spinny fox head has finished. You can press A to continue. As you enter the palace, the guards and stuff kind of nod at you as you enter. You find the similar kind of open atrium space. There are a few people still walking around with simple tunics, cleaning and just sweeping the floor. Autumn leaves from the living room yard have blown in through the large open doors, and they're kind of brushing them out. As you find your way in, you notice a few familiar faces of Eliza Coldharbour, the high priestess that brought back Hemlock so many days, weeks ago, a time ago. And as you make yourself known, the princess comes down. She's not wearing any of her armor and stuff beyond a simple breastplate that at this point seems to be more ceremonial during a time of war than for combat readiness. She approaches you in the lobby, but immediately beckons you forth to come in further into the palace to join her.
Yeah.
And heads to... Where would you like to go?
No, where does she want to go? Does she want to go to her garden?
Garden will do perfectly. She kind of asks, do you want to go somewhere private, the gardens or the balconies?
Yeah, go to your gardens. You've got nice gardens. You're good at gardening.
Perfect. She leads you to the same place that you had your pleasant evening a little time ago. So, how are you?
Really bad. Everything's gone to shit, babe. It's fucked. We're going again. I'm only going to be here for the rest of the day. I just wanted to spend it with you because you're my favorite person. And Maple died. It was real bad. I don't really want to talk about it. I can't process it right now. But you make me very, very happy. And I would like to just be happy with you. And I know you're probably very busy and you can't spend a whole day with me. And I understand. But I will be so good. I will stand in the back of meeting rooms and be very, very quiet, I promise.
She, places a hand on, the side of your face. It's all right.
She's cute, isn't she?
I've done most of the must-accomplish things today. Wait here.
Oh, she's efficient. It's like 10 a.m. and she's like, yeah, I've done all my jobs for the day. This fucking bitch, she's going to run the country and be so
Wakes
good
up
at it.
3 a.m. every single day.
Yeah,
just
fucking out.
Cashes out every single task within an hour.
Literal queen to be.
I mean, today is Fantasy Saturday, so maybe she was just woke up. Oh, what's my Saturday jobs?
No, it's Brindra, isn't it? I swear it's Fantasy Friday. Oh no, we slept on the way. You're right. Yeah,
Brenda was
on the way. Yeah. I fucked that up.
Fantasy Friday.
I'm gonna put in my notes for today. Napped on the way to Galen Manor because I accidentally put the wrong date. Yeah.
Wenra today.
You're left waiting for 4 to 5 minutes, and eventually she returns. She has taken off the breastplate, but she's put on
has she? Whoa, my lady!
She's now wearing kind of simple trousers, quite a nice jacket, and she's got a cloak on top of it.
Yeah, she's looking futch as fuck, isn't she?
Yeah.
Does she like my hair?
She does. She seemed to be more focused on your manner than your appearance as you first arrived.
Well, she's nice. Hope. It's not Hope's the usual thing, is it? People will usually be like, bitch, what's going on with your hair? This is all very refreshing. She always takes me by surprise.
A few minutes later, a servant comes along with a kind of a tray which they set up in the garden with some hot wine.
Ooh.
Right,
Crinkleness.
I will have to go closer to sunrise. There are things that need sorting, but for now, how about I show you how to prune these bushes in winter?
How about, instead of that, you just cuddle me and I tell you stories all about Maple all afternoon?
I can do that. If you are comfortable talking about it, you sound like you wanted to just kind of think of other things.
I want to think of the happy things, not the horrible, stinky, sad ones.
Well then. I'm all ears.
How's your dad, by the way?
Oh, also not great.
No, let's talk about you. Let's not talk about me. What's up with him? He's just not getting better, is he?
No. He's comfortable. But there's a certain point where most magic can only do that, can make you comfortable. He's not really in a place to making decisions. I'm not entirely sure where Thendor is.
Wait, Thendor's gone?
He had some meetings with some of the lesser noble families closer to Linmire. I don't keep the closest tabs on him. It was more a case of knowing how long that he would be away from father. But it's not like him to be too business-minded, so as long as he's doing something productive, I suppose it's all right.
We've got some nice memories down in Linmire. Do you remember that's when I got tiny?
I do.
Ashura won't let me fucking forget. It's a pain in the ass.
Neither will I. And she pats on the top of the head.
No, this bitch. No, I'm not actually upset, guys. I'm fine.
Nah.
It's cool.
She figures. Yeah, and she is content to listen as you talk about happy moments with Maple and your.
I will prune some bushes with her. I was getting overexcited, but yeah, I'll just spend the afternoon with my GF. It'll be nice. I wish I had something to give her. I don't have anything to give her.
The D?
The D?
Dragon statue that you...
That's not... Jordan, I don't know if you know many lesbian couples, but the D doesn't really come into the equation.
Come on, Jordan.
You can have a fake one.
The strap, perhaps.
The
strap does not begin with a D. It's just.
I'm just sitting here thinking about you trimming bushes.
It's
I had that joke in my head and I had the wherewithal not to make it.
As you spend the rest of your afternoon, which ends closer to sunrise because it is getting towards winter now, while all of these things are happening, I believe Nute and Ashura, you haven't had particular things.
Well,
You went and bought the healing kits. And that's
healing kits, perfect. Ashura, was there anything you'd like to do?
I think Ashura just wanted to go to the Wizard's Tower and check on spellcasting and trying to learn about more, basically be better at concentrating on spells, on casting spells, on stuff like that. So like, train, like arcane train? I don't know, arcane training, arcane spellcasting books.
Spend some time reading up on wizardry.
Yeah. Shit.
Alright. Alright, you head to the place. It is offered if you would like any food or wine or anything while you're there.
Wine is good.
Wine is brought.
Yeah.
And you spend the rest of your day reading and filtering through books. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's
hard.
Like, he's not a book guy.
It's like you're a person that's interested in engineering and you've walked into a library in an engineering university and you're just kind of like picking up books off the shelves that are just alien. Yeah. And some of them make sense, and it gives you a bit of confidence that your arcane knowledge from your personal training does translate somewhat to this stuff.
I should have asked Hope to come read the books for me and then make me like a small short version.
she'll make like the PowerPoint for you.
Yeah, that's it.
You walked into a mechanical engineering library.
If you want, babe.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
You walk into a mechanical engineering library expecting to have like intro to welding, but you just like pull out a book that's like
the principle of fusion energy. That's what you get.
Fourier analysis.
Oh, Fourier analysis. Fucking hell.
Perfect. So, as you all spend your days in these various ways, buying things, gathering things, reading, spending time with older friends, Hemlock, you return to your apothecary. I don't believe any of your friends are back this early, so you focus on your crystal ball, and you focus in as you cast a scrying spell on Kaelin.
I will say it is
I
right
know.
now.
I'm aware.
Lovely. Just want to make sure.
Do not make
You can feel the magic beginning to reach out as your awareness begins to spread out through. You can almost feel every blade of grass, every root, every bush that spreads out, searching for this presence. And after a few seconds, a minute or so, you're fairly sure they're not on this particular plane to be found.
Alrighty, worth a shot.
Alrighty.
It's already a lot of information.
If there's nothing else that you wish to do with this day, we shall take a break here and... Sure.
I have one thing, and it's going to be a great end, okay?
Go for it.
The moment Hopes come back to, and we meet for the end of the day...
Don't do it.
Ashura will just look at her and say...
Don't.
Kind of slowly start casting
Alex.
the spell.
Alec.
And just cast Major Image, level 6, just to write Shorty on her forehead.
Counter spell.
Damn it!
You need to roll for it.
And you need to wild magic surge.
Yeah, I will. And I also need to wild
Wild
magic
magic
surge.
surge.
He's being a cunt. He's being a cunt, and I won't stand. Everyone mourns in different ways, right? Fine, sure, whatever. But I'm not having it. I'm not having this nonsense.
Do it.
Ashura mourns with chaos.
I rolled a 19, so it fucking shit.
Yeah. We'll see how far
but
you can
I will
roll
roll
every
the
day.
D100 as well, and we can end on my wild magic surge, I suppose.
Oh,
Ashura into a potted plant.
The illusion begins to appear, and you just wipe your hand across, and the spell is just snapped from the air. The illusion vanishes with a little shimmer of kind of purple and white sparks.
Not today, Ashura. I'm so fucking tired. And then I roll a 23 on the D100.
Not today. Unicorn passes.
Not today. Boom.
You feel this illusion, well, you see this illusion begin to take place, and as you just feel that you're tired, you are not in the mood for this shit, and you pull your hand to the side, and this magic vanishes. Ashura's attempt to modify your appearance to make fun of you fails. And the rest of you see Hope, bless her, tired, emotionally, physically.
Do I grow a beard with feathers?
Her skin just, as you blink, becomes like a light shade of blue.
He will never let it go. I love it.
Oh no. I mean,
and hope you see your hands.
Sure, don't say fucking anything. And I'm just gonna go in the house.
Perfect.
You look like me.
Oh god. With that, we are going to take our break. We'll be back here in half an hour, so do take this time to go get yourselves a drink, a food, any snacks, get your friends, come in. We have concluded this day of various downtime activities and things. When we come back, we shall pick up on the first day and the travel to Maldron to go and hunt down the babbling sage. So, we'll be right back. You be right back. Anyone else got any things to mention during this break? Speak, Markos.
I would just like to say, 10 past is when we will be starting again. That is 30 minutes from now.
Yes.
More or less.
And in 30 minutes, you can listen to an episode of Chaotic Creation that I was in.
You can.
Whoa! Self promo literally all the time.
Whilst you go in to put on that pot of tea that you're going to make, obviously. Listen to that.
Perfect. So, with that, we'll be back in half an hour at 10 past. We'll see you guys soon.
It's us, people. We are here.
Thank you
now.
for raiding Voivode Kahoot.
We're live.
Hell yeah.
We were raiding during our break, unfortunately. But they're still here. They said they were lurking and hanging out. And hi, thank you. That was really nice of you. We love you so much.
Voivode Kahootek got our 665th follow on Twitter.
We're getting close to the spooky number. Hail Santa! Hail Santa!
Hail Santa!
Hail Santa.
So, are we live now?
Yeah, we are.
That's why we're being silly Billy.
I know. I was like, cool. Okay, we're sending a video. All right, check a thing.
I don't need a camera.
Everyone's screaming like we're live. Like, where was the? Hey,
everyone
guys, live in 5.
Everyone knows that we are not silly when we're not on camera.
Cameras off with deadpan.
We're completely serious.
All of this is an act.
And I have definitely.
Yeah, the stream's frozen, Alex. What have you done?
Nothing. I don't know why.
Alex.
Oh no, Alex.
I think it's fine now. It's fine now. Wait, Riona is good. Oh, it's that weird thing that you need to do where you have to like click and like look back on the videos. Okay, so Riona is good. Megan is good. Dave is good. It's weird. I don't know why it does that. Wait.
Also, your font for the technical difficulty screen is bad. Like, bruh.
My what? My technical.
Me and Jordan have done video calls together
we need to get you on.
Oh yeah, because I can't. I don't.
The exact same.
I know.
We'll do it with you as well. Don't worry, buddy.
You just slide me down at every turn.
Look, come on, look. He's new to the producing thing. All right.
I will
just
cast.
a learner.
I will cast on both of you major images. One saying. No, shorty on both, actually. Fuck off.
What did you assume like, Nute even fucking cares about that? Like,
yeah, so many counter spells, dickhead.
So many counter spells.
Someone just tell me when I should start DMing again.
Andrew, there was something I wanted to do yesterday that I completely spaced. As soon as I got the amulet, I will have put it on and activated it. Because it's going to take the Shield Guardian like a day and a bit to get to where we are. And hopefully it can meet us in Maldron, but who knows?
Oh, hell yeah.
Understood.
Oh, that's be so cool.
Thanks, bro. I finally get to meet Aquamarine, guys. How exciting is that? Ooh.
Jason Momoa?
No. Aquamarine.
Aquaman.
Yeah, no, Aquamarine. It's not the same guy. It's like the same dude, except his hair is blue.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually not a construct. It's an undead wearing massive armor. It's just like undead Jason Momoa.
You control him.
Freaking rolls up, like pulls the headgear up, and it's just like a bearded skeleton.
Don't you mean half Triton?
Half Triton, yeah. Therefore. Oh, I need to play Triton one day. Alright.
Stupid wetman.
Yeah, stupid women. You fish boy.
Silly fish people.
Alright. Should we get back to it? I feel like...
I'm ready.
Are we live and good?
We've been live and good for like... 20 minutes. Ender.
20 minutes? It's been like one. It's
barely any warning that we're going live. No, hey guys, we're live and back.
I told you we were live and back.
Let's get on with D&D. Hey guys, when should I start DMing? No
hydrate, bitches.
Let me interrupt this with a hydrate, and then let's play some D&D.
Also, Andrew, it's Alex.
Thanks, Evan, I lost
You
this.
should know this by now.
Oh my god. Even when I taught those guys, they were better at it than me. Like their first time, I'm still like.
Look, MBB, it's okay. We all learn at different.
I feel like we all have our own personality while producing, and I feel like it gives some spices to the game.
We got like 4 hydrates in a row, but like.
Oh boy.
I'm drinking it. No.
Nobody don't overhydrate. Okay, be careful.
It's how many? 4?
We're just gonna need to go pee immediately. Like, hey guys, welcome back. Hope you guys had a nice break. Actually, we're just gonna go to the bathroom.
We're gonna go do some bio breaks. See ya.
All right.
4, yeah.
So, I hope you guys had a lovely break. But you're back. But you haven't seen this as a shit show and decided to leave. If you have stuck around, thank you.
Stay.
Before we left off, the Soul Guard took a day. After the cathartic, the sad, melancholy funeral for Maple Oakheart, they took a day to gather ingredients, materials, check in with old friends, and in their own ways, do a bit of self-care, a bit of recharging of the heart batteries. But after a slight prank gone awry has left the illustrious Hope Summerhold really feeling the blues, an evening's rest comes to you all. And as you wake on the next morning and gather your things prepared to set off towards Maldron in hunt of the hag, the babbling sage, is there anything that you guys wish to do, or are you leaving?
I'm going straight to the palace real quick, first thing in the morning.
An hour's walk, so you jog on to the palace?
Yeah, like, sorry guys, there's something I want to do.
Why?
You can wake up early, it's fine.
I can wake up early. I actually will. I'll wake up early and do my maple exercises. Like I promised I would, and then I will be back before 9 a.m.
Perfect.
And I just want to go see Soraya. I get 2 uses of my wings a day now, guys. Shall I just fly over, actually?
Yeah.
Yeah,
do it.
I'll fly into her bedroom. I'll try and fly into actual bedroom this time.
She'll be stood on the balcony and you'll just flutter down.
Yeah,
arm outstretched.
It'll be so
as you kind of, like run like the first way, and then when you're kind of like half, 2/3 way there, you burst out your quad pair of dragon wings. The kind of the entwined golden mantle that rests on your shoulders reaches up and forms that helmet over your face, and you like jet like a burst of golden light towards the capital.
I would like to cast a sky self while I'm flying, so that I look normal coloured.
Damn it!
Okay. Your skin returns to its familiar gold.
So I'm fine.
Good. The DC increases by 1. When you arrive on the balcony of the correct bedroom, for a moment you doubt yourself because it is empty. The bed has been made, but you recognize it to be her room.
Okay, I just want to find her. This isn't meant to be a whole thing. I'm gonna.
No, let's do 10 minutes of exploration checks.
I will. Yeah, I will use Hope. Hope is good at talking. The first person she runs into, she'll be like, "Hi, I'm so sorry. Where's Lady Soraya, Her Highness? I'd like to find her."
You are directed her way, and she is in She is in one of her. She has an office. She's in her office, drafting a number of reports and letters. She is up early to get things done. And as you come in, she looks up and sets down her quill. Hope, It's early. Are you right?
Yes, I'm absolutely fine. I flew all the way to your bedroom. You really are up early. Goodness.
Oh, yes.
Look, and I'm gonna go over to her desk, and I'm going to pull her to her feet and wrap my little arms around her waist and give her a kissy.
She rests her chin on your head.
Look, we're leaving again, and I have learnt a very valuable lesson over the last few days. I just needed to tell you something, and if I keep talking, I won't say it, so I'm just going to go out there and say it. And I love you, Soraya. I love you so much, and I hope I never lose you, and I'm going to miss you while I'm gone again.
Well, I hope this task that you're off to go and accomplish is done easily and quickly, and that you can return here quickly and safely.
She doesn't say it back.
Yeah, she doesn't say it back.
So awkward. Oh my god!
Oh my god, that's...
Well, you know, you put yourself out there, sometimes you get burned.
You wear your hat on your wings and you get...
With the
get turned down.
legs on her face.
Well...
She, like, in this moment of, like, you kind of... waiting for the rest of the response, she like kisses you on the forehead and then lifts your chin up and
if she's not ready, Andrew, she's not ready, it's fine.
I know what she's ready
cool.
and not ready to do.
Cool.
She kisses you on the forehead. She takes your chin in her hand, lifts it up and kisses you on the lips.
She's so fit, guys, what the fuck?
I care very greatly for you.
It's not what you want to hear, guys.
Come back safe.
See, I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
You got courage, kid. Good job.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Happens.
Andrew, I got a few things I want to do in the morning, if that's possible. Like one thing. Two things, actually, but one thing, mostly. As Marigold gets awake, Ashura will go to her. Marigold, I had an idea. I mean, I got the idea yesterday, but I kind of used it on a joke. Maybe it's better if I show you. And he's gonna lead her upstairs to her room.
Sure, her wife's been dead for like 2 days. This is not a time for her to move.
Stop! No. No, my
so as far as you know, Marigold is also a lesbian.
Yeah, we're both like just not attracted to each other.
Yeah, it's
a couple gays.
Couple gays. And he's gonna go in front of the door, open the door, not step in, and he's gonna make some gestures with his hand, have a sigil coming out, and tap it, and there's gonna be maple leaves coming out of the room. And just the entirety of the room, just maple leaves coming down, like it's like a really good day of autumn, like in the movies.
Like you're standing in a park.
Like you're standing in a park. Some yellow ones, some orange ones, some red ones, and so they fall to the floor. They stay there for like 5 seconds, and then they disappear. So you got that forever now, like in the room. It's like kind of there forever now.
She's kind of like chokes up for a sec.
You don't have to say anything.
And it's like,
you know, I'm really sad, but I'm sure you're much more. So maybe that can help.
Thank you, Ashura.
And I'll give her a hug.
Yeah, you probably have to.
Yeah, crouch down.
She's literally 3'1". She's so small.
Like on his butt, just like yeah.
It's like a hugging baby Yoda.
Yeah.
So strong. Tiny.
Somehow Marigold is simultaneously Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian. She is tiny and small, but also everyone's mum.
Andrew, how long does it take to get to Maldron?
Like a day and a half.
Cool. So it's not like a day. Like I don't need my 6th level spell now, right? Cool. It's cool.
I mean, you don't really come across on the first day, but
it's also probably one of the busiest routes in Adagan.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the most well-trodden, safest routes.
Cool.
Especially now.
Alright, that's it.
Alright. Any last things before you guys tie your shoelaces, pack your bags, and head out towards Maldron?
One minor thing. Markos is packed and ready to leave, and he goes to like just adjust his rifle belt so it's like hanging on his back, but he's like, oh. And then just walks with the rest of the people, looking slightly perturbed.
All right.
So you don't have your rifle on you right now?
No, it's with Deneric.
I wanted to make sure the groundskeeper knows where all the beekeeping stuff is, so he can like do basic bee care.
Orisk has been helping. Yeah, Orisk has been like helping out and helping you like assemble the hives and stuff, and making sure everything, and is definitely able to keep that going while you're gone.
Thanks, buddy.
Alrighty. Is this... You're reaching kind of the mid of autumn, and it's beginning to crest into winter. As you head north along this very familiar, well-trodden road, you become part of almost an endless convoy. There are carts and horses ahead, some carrying carts full of people. You pass big wagons with like 3 of the same type of cart, or like the same insignia across them, with barrels upon barrels of various kinds of food, some materials. Going in opposite directions, you see like small squadrons of troops moving in rank and file, marching along in order, being led by their officers. Sometimes you see, kind of riding on the sides of the road, different parts of the Beast Corps patrolling, going backwards and forwards, and occasionally across this journey, framed stark against the kind of whitish grey overcast sky, the occasional flying giant eagle rider or griffin rider, just keeping an eye out across this important route. The campsites that you have been before is completely full. With so many people making this trip, and it being so long, they have actually begun, and you passed it on your way. No, you didn't, because you went up and across and round.
Yeah.
You haven't actually seen this yet. Near that halfway point where you have previously seen kind of separate clearings carved out of the wood near the roadway, you can actually see now almost like a small village with wooden palisade walls around it, to maybe about 15 feet high, and within, some still in construction, a number of like rough buildings and bunkhouses and hostels and stables. You see a big, like massive mounds of multiple bales of hay and straw for feedstock. And yeah, this midpoint is being developed now because this is being used far more than it has been in a long time. It's very easy for all of you to find lodgings. They're like very cheap, unless there's anything specific that you guys are looking for. But there is no room. You can go and camp outside if you wish, or you can find like a room in one of these bunkhouses. It's up to you.
Do we want to camp outside? I feel like it's a bit...
Yeah, camp outside.
Alright.
Let the people who are maybe less equipped to camp have the nicer lodgings.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. It's a little bit difficult, but you manage to find space within the walls of this place to set up your large, almost like...
This is the first time Marigold gets to see our big tent.
Yeah.
Marigold, welcome to our big tent.
It's actually...
Takes a good few minutes to set up.
Yeah, Hope goes, Marigold, welcome to our big tent. Woo.
it's actually
I
pretty good.
say some real shit on this stream, don't I?
It doesn't look... Yeah.
Just pulling tent poles out the back of holding that are just like...
Like taking 2 or 3 of you to unroll this canvas, like the heavy waxed canvas, and throw it over and tie it all together. But you've done this a few times now. You're fairly well practiced, and it gets erect. Is there anything you guys would like to do with your evening, Ashura?
During the evening when we get around the fire, or do our usual thing, Ashura will go next to Hope, and kind of like hit her shoulder with his shoulder. Hey.
Hi.
Sorry if my joke from yesterday wasn't good. I spent the day...
Ashura, sweetie, none of your jokes are ever good.
No, some of them are really
Don't
good.
flatter yourself.
Some of them are really good. Nute, get out of here. You're in the bush, aren't you?
Nute reveals some invisibility. He's like,
Yeah.
I love Durga. That's so sick.
Like, you know, I spend the day with books trying to think about something else, but
No, you spent the day with you. You of all people.
it was horrible. It was so complicated. I wanted to read
Yeah.
that shit. You should have come with me because I needed help. It was
Well,
disgusting.
sorry, some of us can hold down relationships.
Okay, my last one literally ran away from this fucking plane. What do you want me to do?
Okay, now I'm just being mean. No, I'm sorry,
But-
Snoopy. I didn't mean it. I
No,
didn't
it's
mean it.
fine.
Can you make me not blue, please?
I can make you not blue, yeah. Tomorrow morning.
Yeah, okay.
I can make you not blue. I can literally put like a major image on you that you look normal.
No, can you make me actually not blue? Do you know how to make me actually not blue?
No.
Oh, fuck. Well,
I can make
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure. Wait, how long are you gonna stay blue?
Nitwit, have you ever turned blue?
The small fox kind of like is like sitting like a couple of feet away near the fire, kind of chewing on like some food that you've kind of cooked and put on a little wooden plate to one side for him.
Oh, he's so cute.
Too cute.
I think I was blue once.
You were blue once. When were you blue? When?
It was a long time ago. I think it
Was it when you were friends with us? Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. And you think you were on a boat?
How did you stop being blue, Nitwit?
I don't know.
Was it when that lady with the big wooden... Do you remember there was a crouched over lady and she had a big hood and she was looking for her children?
Oh.
Was she on the ship then?
I don't know.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know. Bless him.
It's cool. Eat your
He's so cute.
Yeah.
Well,
yes.
Nitwit, if you have any dreams about being blue tonight and how you solve being blue, Hope would very much like to know. And I will do a little blue curtsy towards little Nitwit.
Okay. I'll have a think about it.
I want to give him a little pat. I'm going to go over and sit with him while he eats. I'm going to sit on the ground with him while he eats the rest of his dinner and eat my dinner.
He like
as well. Down there.
jumps over like to you and like nuzzles into you a little bit, and then he like looks back over towards his little plate, and you see kind of like this, like a chicken leg or something. I don't know, some more meat. Levitate off the plate and drift towards him, and then he kind of catches it and starts chewing it.
Whoa, mate! How do you do that? Fucking legend! Hope is not going to say anything because he's clearly really enjoying his dinner. But in her head, she's going, "Bro, what the fuck? That's so cool."
Nitwit knows Mage Hand?
Yeah, he
But
does.
how does he make his
Invisible
mage
mage
hand
hand.
invisible? Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
Is he an
does
arcane trickster rogue
I
guy?
have another question. Does his mage hand is a mage paw or is it a mage hand?
It
Make
was
a perception check.
an unseen servant.
I
We
have
don't.
plus
Mage
10.
Snoot! It's a little Mage Snoot!
That's 26.
26.
Yeah.
You kind of you see this thing like moving when you know Nitwit's over there, and you kind of glance over towards it, and you can see it's quite hard to see as it's kind of half lit by the firelight and the darkening sky. But you do see a slight spectral, like small muzzle, and seems to like bite it and pick it up with his teeth.
It's so cute.
Mage Snoot!
It's a snoot. It's a cute.
Mage Snoot is going in the notes, guys.
Mage snot. Right. Yeah. Wait. Also, what did you do this morning? You kind of like sped out of the house.
Oh, I was just going and seeing Soraya before we left. After losing Maple, I don't want to leave things unsaid anymore.
That's fair. That's fair. That's cool. Wait, what do you mean unsaid? Like, what did you say?
I'm not going to tell you, babe. OOC.
I know. I'm still asking the question.
Oh, things lovers say to one another, you nosy little bastard.
All right. Keep your secret then.
You little bastard.
Oh. No,
No,
we
no,
can't.
don't.
No, don't.
That's a bad word.
That quickly. Bad word.
Fade to black.
Anything else for this evening, or are you guys ready to continue on your journey?
Good.
I'm happy to crack on.
Yep.
Perfect. Evening meals are had, sleep is achieved, and in the morning you stow this big canvas tent.
I know I said nothing. I'm really, really sorry. Hey, Marigold, for the first time you see Hope casting light to make a load of fairy lights and put a bunting. It's fucking
Oh god, yeah.
Jesus.
Perfect. Morning comes with some rain, and it's quite chilly. As you're putting down the tent, you begin to sorely miss the bedrolls that got warm throughout the night. But nevertheless, you
I
push
cast
through.
prestidigitation on my own clothes. Easy.
Marigold.
In the morning, Marigold would like to offer everyone a good berry if they want one.
Aww. That's. It's like a. Is that like a berry?
I'm on an apple
Did
thing
you-
right now.
She will explain for anyone. She will be like, well, this is, have 10 of them. If you eat one, it provides enough nourishment and energy to.
Oh my
get
goodness,
through
you
the
don't
day,
need
so you don't need to eat any other meals.
That would be really good for like when you try to lose weight, isn't it?
Oh.
Ah, yes, a huleberry.
Like Huleberry.
Berry.
Oh, I hate that.
I love it. It's good.
I guess it's called a good berry for a reason.
But yes, they give you enough nourishment to get through the day. So you don't have to think about meals if you don't want to.
I can't quite pick it out.
Oh, it's berry flavor.
It's actually it's light jasmine and a little bit of vanilla.
Oh, it's so good. I would have too, but I don't want to get greedy now.
Thank you very much. This is good.
If you don't want
Very
one now,
juicy.
they do last 24 hours, so you can always eat one, before you go to bed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That count as 2 days worth of food.
See, here's the real question. If you eat 2 good berries, do you feel like you've eaten enough food for 2 days in one go?
You just take a
I don't think it's that
massive shit.
Anywho,
Like a Cumberland sausage.
True. Ew.
Prudence on you, and Prudence in particular gets very cold and wet.
No! I cast prestidigitation on my fucking clothes! DM!
Every 6 seconds, you're casting a spell to dry yourself out.
It's an hour! Prestidigitation lasts an hour!
Yeah, it has dried that one spot for an hour. It doesn't stop it getting wet again. You can do that.
Lol.
David's just giving me disadvantage, dickhead!
Most of you in
Hard and fast now, we can't give ourselves or our DM disadvantage.
Yeah.
I was thinking that.
I don't
Like
look
we-
at the Twitch. I'll...
Right? That's how we should play it, right? We can't give ourselves.
Don't take
Honor
that
rules.
disadvantage seriously. It's just I'm in chat obviously as a mod, so
I will take it
But
seriously.
can I give you points then, David? Because you used it for nothing.
no, it's fine.
So, as you begin trekking north, this caravan continues ahead of you and around you, and the roadway very quickly gets muddy as hell. There is like stonework under this roadway, but it still gets very, very dirty, and like sludgy mud builds up at the sides, and ruts begin to form around it. At about noonish, you guys begin to come out of the woods and you see the large river spread out in front of you. You can see its dappled surface as the rain continues, getting a little bit more intense now. And you begin to hear faint off in the distance the of thunder, quite far off, as lightning seems to be striking a bit further north. Heading west now along the riverside, most of this caravan diverges across the bridge towards Mulgren itself, but your path lies along this riverbank. The stone road continues, but this less trodden. The pathways diverge further as the road continues towards other villages, but yours stays on the waterside itself. And as this becomes a smaller path, the rain continuing, it becomes sticky and wet and slippery going. More far off in the distance, set this ominous feeling in the pit of your stomach. Those of you that have, I think all of you have been inside here before. And you begin to see how the trees and brush along this riverbank become more and more wiry and twisted and coarse. Marigold has not. Marigold sees, for the first time, the brush in the trees becoming more and more crooked and grasping. The way the twigs pull away from branches look more like fingers than they do. The leaves completely absent. As what looks like driftwood or crooked trees, it's hard to tell. And eventually, you find yourselves at the familiar doorway, half sunken into this muddy hollow, with a small black and glass lantern hanging outside. And even though it's midday, its orange glow illuminates the overcast and dim daylight that shines around you. You're at the entrance of the Babbling Sage's lair.
So, should we like all go in at the same time? Should I just...
Why should we not go in together?
What if we just put in like a sickening radiance or something like that? Just open the door, bop it in and close the door. Just wait out the minute.
Wait. Do we know? Do we know if the hag dies, does the deal stop?
Fuck if I know.
Who would be there to enforce it?
Alright, should I just go in?
She has sisters. She has sisters.
Any of you that would like to make an Arcana or History check?
Hell yeah, I would.
To consider.
Not, but I've
got to do it at disadvantage because David made me.
I'm bad at both of them.
No, don't do it. Don't do it at disadvantage. That was just jokes.
It was funny. I liked it. I think if you give someone advantage or disadvantage in a nasty way, we'd know. But that was very fair. I made a joke about a poop. And it was a bad joke about a poop, and I deserved it.
It was a great joke about a poop, but it was about a poop, so you got disadvantage.
I only got an 8 on that one, unfortunately.
8.
Andrew, as
23 Arcana.
23 from Hemlock?
23.
Sorry. Would I have like, oh well, I heard about Jim the butcher who went and made a deal with this person, the witch who lives just outside the city, and
you've rolled on this before, and you do definitely recognize the name, the Babbling Sage. You have heard tales and stories of the most desperate people who really have been warned against doing so.
Yeah.
Do have gone to see the Babbling Sage. That specific information does not relate to whether or not killing her solves it.
No, it's more just like, if people try to get out of their deals, does it go bad?
You've never heard of someone successfully getting out of a deal.
Okay.
What about our sweet BB who Hemlock did a kissy on? Is that the only person, or?
In a way, the deal wasn't gotten out of. It was altered. The price was changed and substituted for something else, but deals
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Deleted.
I understand that. I got you. Thanks, homie.
Hemlock, considering your knowledge and experience with these kinds of arcanists, these deal-making hags, it's not necessarily a matter of enforcement, because this magic is binding and is different. It is not arcane or divine or natural magic that hags wield. It is deeper than that. It does not manipulate the weave in the same way. It does not rely on someone being there to make sure you hold up the bargain. The magic is struck when the deal is agreed upon. That is the core of the magic. Hag or no hag.
Shit. I will pass that on to everyone.
Thanks.
However,
Oh, I was about to chime in with like a... Well, basically, we swapped something like Ashura not being able to go home with something else. I don't know what the something else is, but we can do it.
I've got other... we can manipulate her into stopping the deal, right? I've got tons of spells that can,
However...
alter shit.
Yes, carry on, Andrew. Apologies.
While the deals do not necessarily rely on enforcement, you're also not entirely sure how that magic persists if the hag no longer exists at all. It is you are not sure how, but you are not confident that it is as simple as killing her.
Okay, I will relay that to everybody.
Do we have a way to remove the hag from existence?
I can remove
like just pulled straight out of the timeline.
Wait, see, what's her like class, like monster class? Like
Alex, what the fuck kind of metagame-ass question is that? Hi, I'd like to have the stat block of the hag.
No,
please.
yeah, I don't know what kind of thing she is.
You've dealt with hags for long enough. I'd say that you are aware they are fae.
Okay,
most of them are some kind of fae.
I can send her back to the fae realm.
All but one, in fact, are some kind of fae.
I can send her back on the in the fae realm if we want.
I don't think that's quite how it works.
Do you think the deal works like on an extra dimensional plane?
We'd have to get rid of.
Just boop her out of here.
Well, you said the deal was magic, right? Can we... I've seen you dispel magic on things before.
Yeah, Hope can do that.
Or is it like a curse that can be removed?
I don't
Alex!
think it will be that.
I don't think you've ever seen Hope cast a spell magic in your fucking life, bro.
Wait, who can then?
I can.
Oh yeah.
But I have...
that would be me or Hemlock probably.
Yeah, neither Hope and I.
There is something. I don't know whether it would work. But I know a spell or two. One in particular. It's expensive, but that can make her carry out our instructions to the best of her ability.
That's really good.
They both take time, and it's expensive. But if we can get it to work, then maybe that's something.
How much time are you talking about?
1 hour. If we can get her in one place for an hour, I might be able to,
Yeah, she's in the house.
I mean, I don't think. Does the hag leave the hut at all?
Potentially not.
Last time she was kind of tied up in all the ceiling and the roots and like a puppet.
Do you have to see her or anything like?
As long as I'm within 60 feet of her for an hour, she can resist it. But
would she know that
what spell
you're
is
doing
this?
it?
Planar binding.
Ooh, planar binding.
Okay.
I do need a jewel worth 1,000 gold pieces, but I think I have a couple of them, or at least one of them.
Is this to basically stop the hag from running away or trying to escape?
OOC, if I can cast planar binding, I can then ask them to. I can tell them to do things that they have to carry out to the best of their ability. I could tell her to attempt to revoke Ashura's deal.
Cool. In the same idea, I can change her memory of the of anything. So we can try that.
I heard a story once about a blue little tiefling.
Considering the application of modify memory, read the spell very carefully before making plans for that one, because the wording is very specific about what you can or cannot change, and the time scales within which you can modify things.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Shit. I can only... I can, yeah, after that...
Hello and welcome to Chasing Tales, where Alex doesn't fucking read spells.
No, because it's
We're
not
at
that.
episode 24, and Alex is still learning.
No, so it's not that. It's because Andrew is saying this for something, but I'm thinking about something else. But my plan is exactly the one of Jester, so I'm not going to do it. But it's it's talking to her, saying this conversation, you just agreed to remove the thing. She's like, oh, okay, boom. But I'm not going to do it. Anyway, and I read the spell. Thank you very much. Team. People. Sometimes I do. Okay. So we can, we can try to ask her nicely. I don't know.
Basically, if we can... I have another spell that I know that doesn't take as long, but I don't know how strong it is. Where I know planar binding works on extra planar entities. I tried to cast it on the Nightwalker back in Maldrin, but that one takes a minute. It also only, it's not expensive, but it doesn't last as long. It only lasts for 30 days. Oh no, wait, hang on, I misread things.
I mean, fine. We need that for like a minute.
Would I, as an OOC question, would I be able to tell if I was able to cast a spell like Planar Binding or Geese and ask, or Geese, that's just what it's called now, and ask and tell this hag, Canada Geese, and tell this hag to revoke Ashura's deal? Would I get a sense of how long that would last? As Planar Binding only lasts 24 hours and Geese lasts 30 days.
When you've seen hags make deals in the past, such as when you offered up your staff for Buffett's deal, it was as simple as once the deal was agreed, it was done.
Okay.
So the effect takes... The making, breaking, or changing of a deal happened instantaneously. Okay. However, for spells that have those kinds of casting times, unless you have something like Subtle Spell, you are visibly casting a spell.
Yeah.
Especially someone that also can cast spells can recognize that you're doing that, and some can even recognize what spells you're trying to cast.
Can we make it go invisible, maybe?
I can make it go invisible.
With Planar Binding, I don't have to be seen. I can stay outside, potentially, as long as I'm within 60 feet of her for an hour. I can cast that spell. Geese, I believe I have to be able to see. I can see her, so I have to be able to see her.
We need 25,000 gold to bring Maple back, and to use 1/25 of that money to revoke a deal with a hag does not, personally for me, seem worthwhile. When we could use Silver Tongues and Quick Thinking. The other one you've been talking about, though, the one that takes a minute, you were saying, that one seems very interesting to me.
It takes a minute, and it could work, but I need to be able to see her, which presumably, unless I can hide really well, she needs, and I'll be speaking and making movements, she'll be seeing me. So as long as we can hold her off for a minute, then...
So, wait a second. Do just like all of these spells require diamonds specifically?
Not all of them, but the big ones do.
Why?
I don't know.
Spells need fancy oils and incense.
Yes.
But I mean, these spells that I cast mostly need like berries or soot.
That's cool.
Or a piece of bark.
Most of mine just need a deep breath and a good punch.
Well, you don't cast spells.
Excuse me?
Do not, please.
That's not your main thing. I mean,
Nute just like clicks his fingers and like a whirl of leaves go.
That's new.
No, Nute. There's a T.
Hemlock.
That is a recent development.
Do we think the hag can see invisibility? Because I can make you invisible.
That's not the issue. I need the spell. I need to be speaking. It has words.
Haven't you deafened creatures before? I swear I've seen you do that.
I can. I can. If she falls for it, I could deafen her, and then attempt to then cast this spell.
Team.
Yeah.
May I interject?
Yes.
Do we know what the consequences of not sticking to the deal are?
Well,
No.
Probably death.
with
Death?
Buffett, if she made a deal to make Gale get well again, but she could never see him again, and if she did, he would die.
Oh my god. Wait, I would die if I go back home? Oh my god.
Maybe.
You're not sure.
Right.
The deal that you made was that you could not go back home.
Yeah. I thought just physically, like, there was an invisible wall and it was shit. I didn't think it was like,
Perhaps.
death.
That might be it.
Mine,
You didn't ask specification about the deal.
No, I didn't.
I gave up. I gave up my father's staff for mine.
So it's not like if you took it
Thank
back,
you
it's,
for raiding Kilted Cajun RPG. I hope you had a lot of fun
hell
playing.
yeah.
I was
Thank
kind
you.
of-
Thanks,
Oh
buddy.
yeah, Cajun.
Welcome to somewhere slightly warmer, but not by much.
Mhm.
Well, probably by a lot. Icewind was like negative 40 degrees centigrade.
Yeah.
Icewind Dale is just Frostpunk.
Yeah.
I mean,
Same-
I
same
feel like
here.
Snowgirl,
We don't need
Snowgirl
to
15
win.
might not be enjoying the slightly warmer.
Mhm.
With a name like that.
What if you melt?
So if I can, if someone can deafen her, and that works, and then I can cast this other spell, and then that works. It's a lot of ifs.
Well,
But-
I think we're getting too ahead. If you're casting the spell, and well, if we're casting, you know, whatever spell on her to deafen her, she will take this as an attack. So, in any way, we'll start attacking, and she'll hear it. So I feel like
Yes.
So like, it's not like a window into the hag's hut or anything that we've just missed. Just like
Can we
peek
just look
through and be
into
like, bah.
that's a good point. I feel like we can just make a small hole and just be like,
I have a really cheeky question.
Do it.
So the thing about blindness deafness is I have to be able to see the creature within range. If I stood, and the range is 30 feet, if I stood outside her hut within 30 feet and then drank my potion of clairvoyance to look inside the hut, would I be able to cast it on her?
You can
Is
see it.
clairvoyance concentration?
Pardon?
Is clairvoyance concentration?
I don't know. It's a potion.
It's a potion that allows you to cast a spell.
Let me have a look.
Yes.
It might be.
Clairvoyance
but,
is concentration.
but blindness deafness isn't.
Blindness deafness isn't.
It's not. And then planar binding is, but by that point I will have dropped clairvoyance.
If
No, Geas isn't either. Only clairvoyance is concentration. The other two aren't.
you don't even need deafen. You can just stay outside, get a good look at her, cast clairvoyance, and then close the door.
if you
and
could
you're
get
outside.
line of sight using clairvoyance and you were still in range, that could work.
Okay, I will say
As
that
long as
out.
you're still in range.
So I can get a view on her, and then as long as I'm within 60 feet, I can cast Geas.
I mean, we'll just open the door. We go in. No, because that means.
I mean, wait, we could literally just stay outside.
no, because she needs
Yes.
to get a. Well, I mean, we're not gonna just open the door and be like, okay, cool.
No, as long as as long as I'm within, I'm assuming her house is not bigger than 60 feet. I could be outside, drink that potion, and then like pressed up against a wall and then cast it. Perhaps, Markos, I know you can make us stealthy. Maybe we could do that as well.
I can, yes. Make it harder to see us, hear us.
We crouch outside. We stay quiet. I'll drink that potion and cast the spell. That's what I have.
I mean, that's better than a lot of. That's the best idea we had.
Oh.
So, what do you think, Marigold? Do you have an opinion on this plan?
Unfortunately, I don't think I have any spells that would help. I tend to have more natural-based magic.
Understandable.
You know what? I say that we just go for it.
Yeah, I feel like we should go for
I
it.
agree. We can spend a long time.
You know,
it's going to be a long time discussing this.
You mean just send in a lightning bolt or a tidal wave? Then I can do that.
Mm-hmm. If this doesn't work, then we're going to be fighting her anyway. So
can also conjure an elemental if we need it.
I'm sorry. You can conjure an elemental.
Yeah, that's a thing that we can do.
Wow. Oh, okay. I feel more protected now. I mean, that's good.
We can bring Faye too.
I think you've tried that one.
Who's Faye?
It didn't go well last time.
Yeah, I remember the scent. Yeah. Okay, so let's just try.
So if worst comes to worst, I could trap her in a wall of thorns, but I don't think it'll get into that.
I mean, worst case scenario, we just kill her, but let's try not to kill her first.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Alrighty. We are all outside this door.
I mean, like,
what are you doing?
A few 50 feet behind.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to, like, I've been inside her house before, and I'm gonna get to where I think I can be within 60 feet of her.
Visibility of you.
And thank you.
So you'll be less seen. I don't know.
So yeah, and then I am going to attempt to stealth to that point.
So you're entering.
Yeah,
so you're opening the door and you're entering. All right. The door creaks.
No, I'm staying outside. I'm gonna stay outside, almost like crouched against the wall of her house, I think.
Okay. Make a so you guys are like quite far back, and now you are stealthily approaching to get close to the door itself.
Yes.
And Markos, are you casting?
I can. Yes, if we want to be stealthy, then I can cast it.
Yeah, maybe let's get to be extra stealthy. We don't all have to get close to the house. We can just throw.
No, as long as you stay within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
Then you will be harder to find.
Cool. Okay.
Perfect.
So her burrow is like there's like the bank of the river.
Yeah.
There's like along the muddy waterside itself. There is a door that just goes into the ground, and you guys like vanish into invisibility, crouching low, begin making your way along the waterside. The rain still pounding down. Your hair is soaking and stuck to your face. If you guys could make stealth checks for me, please. Hemlock with advantage.
With a plus 10, if you are near me.
So, do we agree, Andrew, that Marigold, Nute, Ashura, and Hope don't have to do it?
It's up to you.
Because we aren't close by. We're like
how far away are you?
I mean, I think we should still.
I'm gonna do it just in case.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I got a 28.
Very nice.
We get an extra plus 10, do we?
Yeah.
Yep, I got 40.
Shut fuck me.
Jesus
Fucking hell.
Bruh. I got 26.
Hope?
I got a 28, but I used Tides of Chaos.
Alrighty. You all very, very quietly. You can hear ever so slightly the of your feet through the wet mud, but it is far obscured by the pounding of the rain splashing against the water in the river beside you. And you manage to get up, Hemlock, the closest of all, invisible, up to this wooden door that you know descends into this wet, overgrown hollow beneath the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You see the lantern kind of swaying and creaking slightly above the door itself.
Wait. Frumpy, what did you do?
I put a wild magic surge on myself.
Alright.
I got a level 3 hype train going, lads, while you were all talking.
Hell yeah.
And I put a wild magic surge on myself as a thank you.
Cool.
Once I'm up there, I'm going to take out my potion of clairvoyance and chug it, and I'm gonna put my vision inside her hut and see if I can get eyes on her.
So the hut itself is like a space within this hollow. It's a space that you have not been inside. Do you have to see the place you are putting clairvoyance, or?
Let me have a look.
You can choose any general location, such as like behind a door or down the hallway.
Yeah. An obvious location that is unfamiliar to you, or a place you've seen before.
Okay. This will do. What is the range exactly on clairvoyance?
1 mile.
Yeah, you're close enough.
And it lasts for 10 minutes.
Alrighty. Your invisibility fades as you drink this potion, and for a brief moment, a horrible, like, creeping, almost like the feeling of insects creeping along your skin, but on the inside, rushes up your neck and through your mind and across your temples.
It's my second potion made out of Mind Flayer bits that I've drunk.
Those of you closer to Hemlock see her eyes open, but they are completely, not quite white. They're a slight off greyish lavender. Hemlock, as you open your eyes, you can feel your temples pounding. The pulse would oomph, oomph, oomph within. And you can see the very dimly lit interior of a hollowed out tree, thick set of roots. It's hard to tell exactly, but in this woven, wet, covered in mud and mold and grime. There's a small table in one corner. There's not really a bed, more of a nest of just roots and vines in this kind of horrible, slimy cradle in one corner. There's a cauldron kind of hanging from a section of the roots which lean down and have humanoid hands, which kind of diverge from, which are holding the edges of this cauldron. The water kind of bubbling up at its base. There's no fire, but there is like thick brown mud bubbling, lapping at its base. And hunched over, you see, with like broken off vines and roots and just vegetation kind of growing out of the back of her head and shoulders and spine. You can actually see where sections of bone protrude and are then like wrapped around by pieces of plant. Hunched in this dim light, you can see these kind of floating orbs of yellowish white. You can feel, even though your presence is projected there, you can feel kind of a cold, almost electric static coming from these orbs of something, which just float throughout her layer, illuminating it, this dim glow.
Okay. If I think I'm within 60 feet, I'm going to attempt to begin casting geese.
Okay.
Canada geese.
I'm just going to bring up the spell for myself.
I want to ask, is the geese now a meme thing? Because it is gay-ass.
Gay-ass.
Meme thing. We summon geese.
I summon geese.
You go to cast gay-ass, but because of the mispronunciation in your head, you accidentally cast summon or conjure beasts. Conjure woodland beings, whatever it is. And like a bunch of gods just flood in, start taking everything, causing chaos, causing havoc.
Peace was never an option.
That was really good, David. I like that.
Thank you so much for the hype train, everybody. That was so lovely. It was so great. It was so exciting.
Falcon is first.
I am first.
Hemlock, as you begin casting this, Markos, the rest around Hemlock, you can see her hands begin to weave a spell into existence. You can see her lips kind of moving slightly in a muttering sound that doesn't sound quite normal. It doesn't quite sound like Hemlock's voice that's muttering ever so slightly these incantations. But as you begin to complete the casting of this spell, what command are you placing on the Babbling Sage?
Well, she needs to make a saving throw.
She does.
First, to see if it takes effect. She needs to make a wisdom save.
But what is the command that you are placing upon her?
That's not how Gaius works,
Command
right?
is...
you place a magical command on a within range.
You play. I have to place the command first. I do have to do that. Do that first. The command is going to be revoke the deal you made with Ashura Takahashi and allow him to return to his home unhindered.
Okay.
And she needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
That's kicked.
Oh my god.
And what is the DC?
17.
She rolled an 18.
No!
Oh no!
Well, shit.
Yes, we're killing her then.
Well,
No.
I guess it's killing hag time. Let's do it. Everybody
quick,
take out their swords.
Sneak in on the clairvoyance and use bad luck. Just like peek in with Hemlock.
Good one.
Looking through this,
Prue's face.
looking through this clairvoyance, you see her kind of hunched over, muttering to herself. And as you finish casting the spell, you hear
I think someone's trying to play a game.
Oh, no.
and like she scratches, and you hear like the cracking of some of the small vines that are on like the mount from the back of her head.
I hate her voice.
And she like looks around. She doesn't seem to see the perspective, the kind of the arcane eye from which you are seeing. And she doesn't seem to know that it was you, or that it came from something close. But in this instant, you are aware that the spell itself did not succeed.
I will look back towards the group and just quietly, like, with my hand across my throat, like, didn't work,
Okay,
and I
but,
will
like-
attempt to move back.
Okay, but like, could you not just cast it again?
It would take another minute. I could do it. I've got clairvoyance for 10 minutes. I could keep
You got
casting
an
it.
hour of invisibility.
Like,
Then
depending on how many,
The invisibility has
spell
faded
slots.
because she's casted the spell.
Yeah.
I casted. Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
I cast
yes.
it.
But like,
Hemlock, you have received advantage.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh.
I can cast it twice more. With basically, I think I am going to attempt it one more time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm attempting it one more time.
Okay. As you begin casting and
So yeah, for another minute.
okay. While Hemlock is repeating this, is there anything anyone else would like to do?
I mean, I'm gonna like draw my sword and
Yeah.
walk. Like, you know, I think we should stand in a protective circle around Hemlock because I don't think she's gonna stay in the hut. I think she's gonna come out and come get us.
I'm gonna agree with that one.
Yeah.
Likewise, I'm going to find somewhere to hide with my 40 stealth check.
Easy
I'm
enough
gonna-
to do.
I'm gonna give Hemlock some silent moral support as well.
I'm going
Thank
to cast
you, I appreciate it.
Beacon of Hope on all of you as well.
Ooh.
Okay.
I don't have to Wild Magic Surge for that one because I've never had to. But
Thwart.
It's from the sword, isn't it?
yes, but that may change. Things
So-
may have changed about my sword.
So,
Yeah.
as you
I'm
begin
thinking
casting it again, Hemlock, and you're focusing and watching as this hag like glances up and around, doesn't seem to see anything. She turns around to like, she starts digging through the roots and vines and muck that just lines the walls, and she's pulling out some like vials and things, and she begins to like just like fill one hand with like smatterings of different liquids from different vials. She reaches up to like a small like drawer comes out and like overflows with a bit of like slopping mud, and she kind of digs through it and pulls out like something hard and kind of grinds that into it, and is starting to mix something gross that you're not quite sure what it is.
With my alchemy knowledge, am I able to get a little bit of a read on what it is that she might be making?
Okay, first off, make a perception check for me.
You do have advantage on this, by the way, because of the stream.
I do. And perception is pretty good for me. 29, natural 20.
You see exactly what she's putting in. The different essences you recognize from the color and the kind of consistency as they like splash across her gnarly hand and kind of pool in the cracks of the skin. They appear to be different kinds of oils and extracts. A couple of them you recognize to be different like bodily fluids from different creatures. As she, like, the small hard thing you just glimpse before she grinds it appears to be some kind of beetle that you recognize. If you want to make an Arcana check.
18.
18. You have spent quite a long time making potions for a long time of different kinds, and especially in more recent times, putting different kinds of creatures and their essences into potions. You get the impression that she is aware that it is some kind of charm effect, and she's doing something to ward herself against it.
Okay. This is going to be the last shot I get then.
However, she does not manage to finish it before this particular casting comes to a close. Are you issuing the same command?
Same command. Wisdom saving throw.
All right. She rolled a 20.
No! Okay.
She has advantage on these. She rolled a 12 and a 19.
Yeah.
She
okay.
feels it tickling again, and you see like almost like giggle and like as if she's been tickled, and then you see like her just like start licking the kind of grimy, oily mixture in her hand. That's quite enough out of you.
Oh, gross.
And then, she just bites her like little fingernail off.
Oof, were you born in a barn?
I'll look back to everyone and shake my head and like try and relay like I can't. And I'm gonna attempt to move away from the door a little bit.
Sure. You quietly begin moving your way backwards from the door. Doesn't seem to be any sound or motion from within.
I'll kind of whisper out once I'm within earshot of the others. She knows something was cast on her, but she doesn't know it was me or where it came from. But I can't cast it again. She's warded herself somehow.
Well, it might be suspicious if we just walk in after 2 attempts.
Where's that voice?
Maybe.
I mean, what have we got to lose, really? We expected to fight her.
We did.
Go in.
Well, you know, do we try and make a deal or do we fight? She probably would be more willing to make a deal than risk her life fighting us. I'm just going to put it out there. Lots of things do have a survival instinct.
We've
got literally seconds.
Okay.
Fight her on her own turf if we can help it.
Are we all in?
Yeah.
I'm in.
One point though, if we start fighting her, should we maybe try to leave the house as fast as possible? Does she get like, she has like all her stuff there. I'm scared if we stay inside.
How likely do you think it is that we can get her to leave the house? Like,
I don't.
Like we are the ones who are targeting her. If we leave, she will just not follow.
When I said fight her on her own turf, I don't think we have another option.
I'm gonna OOC say this feels really metagamey, like, oh, she must have room actions, and I don't like it. It's making me feel weird. Okay.
It wasn't, but
okay.
Maple, fuck, sorry. Marigold. I did it! I did
First
it!
of many times that happens.
Marigold. Marigold, do you happen to know the spell Wrath of Nature?
I do, I have that prepared for today.
Yes, me too, but I can't, I can cast it, I can upcast it, but we might be able to use the fact that there's loads of plants in her room for advantage. If we can get them on our side.
I also have plant growth as
Wonderful.
well. Leave. Something like that. I can't remember what the spell is called.
It's like, oh, you made your house out of plants? Psych, bitch, they're ours now. Your house betrays you.
I also have speak with plants, so I could be like, hey, I bet she treats you like shit. Fight with us.
Just think about how good your photosynthesis would be if you got out of that dark, dingy room. You know you want it.
I'll let you get that sweet photosynthesis.
Plants are just like, oh, actually, there's lots of fertilizer and it's quite moist. It's quite nice in here, actually.
Dang it! No.
Okay, we have
to do Wrath of Nature.
Yeah, we have to fight her, and
Agreed.
she knows that something's happened. But if we can talk to her beforehand, then that's something we should do. But do we want to do now?
I say we go in, but I will stay hidden if I can. And with that, I will cast incendiary rounds on my quiver of arrows. Or flaming arrows, I guess, in this case, because it's not my bullets.
Alright. The ends of your arrows begin to smoulder slightly.
Pass without trace drops.
Yeah.
Okay. The casting of that gas did take a minute. I believe Hope you cast a beacon of hope.
Yeah, it's
in between there. So that will have faded for now. Are there any other preparations you guys would like to make before tentatively starting a conversation?
I want to prepare Wrath of Nature just in case.
Are you trying to like, hold that as a held action type thing?
Yeah, I'm like holding it as an action.
Okay. So that spell slot becomes used as you begin the casting, and you're holding the energy in your hand, ready to release. Perfect.
I will as well. Just as we're about to go in, Nute will sort of rub his hands together, punch his fists in, and then the elven tattoos that go along his body will sort of flare up, and I'm gonna get the hot hug tattoo active.
Nice.
Are we all doing anime transformation sequences?
Yeah, I'm gonna use the shield clasp and cast Shield of Faith on myself if we're doing anime prep sequence.
Your hair like blows in a circle as like a spiraling little tornado of wind goes around you.
Can I cast Dispel Evil and Good on me?
You can.
Cool. Yeah, I'm taking out the big guns.
Hope's gonna hold beacon she's gonna hold beacon in the air, and ice is gonna start forming down the sword, and then it's gonna go around her wrist and all over her body, and she's covered in these like white blue fractals that counteract perfectly with the blue of her skin, and she's gonna grin down to Marigold and be like, "Welcome to the Soul Guard."
Oh hell yeah!
I cast Armor of Agathis, guys. But I did give myself a wild magic surge in the Twitch chat. I don't know if it counts.
I think it does. When you give it to yourself, I can't let it slide.
Well, you're in a hype train, Andrew, because I care about and support the stream.
I know. This is the consequence of that decision.
If you use an item to cast a spell,
it wasn't an item. I cast it using my slots one.
Ah, fair. I was just thinking, like, if you use an item to cast a spell...
No, I lost Cure Wounds. I lost Cure Wounds when I switched to Hexblade. To 29.
Oh.
29.
I'm hitting the 20s today, Lance.
29 is instant death.
Yeah.
29 is you teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space of a choice that you can see.
What can I see?
I mean, you guys are outside still, so you're kind of in the rain along the muddy bank of the river.
Into the river.
Do you just go like splash? It's of your choice, so you can, I guess, choose to just like.
I'm gonna teleport right next to the door.
Nice.
And just politely knock. Hope Summerhold style.
Oh, okay. And then Ashura's just gonna walk faster.
That's a look. Oh.
It is a look. You all wanted anime transformations. Hope was gonna blow you all out of the water.
That was really cool.
But instead, she just went for the nothing personnel kid.
Nothing personnel, kid.
As all of you join up with Hemlock, who is waiting at the door, and hope you teleport there and knock, you hear a high-pitched giggling from within, and you can hear, even from the entrance, the kind of creaking of moving vines. And the door itself opens wide, and in the black interior seems to take it in, it almost inhales the cold air around you and sucks past you through the doorway. And I think that is where we'll pick up next week.
Oh.
With
Shit,
whatever.
I didn't even realize the time.
Yeah, I didn't realize the time,
Late.
dude.
I didn't realize it was late. I was so ready to
Fight.
put an arrow in there.
I know.
Same.
I'm ready too, but it would not take 4 minutes.
I mean,
I'll tell you
What do you
we
mean?
don't
Ashura
know.
has his full build now. You
Yeah,
can
I'm
one
full
shot.
build. I can one-shot her if you want. I mean, no. But
Dangerous hag.
Just
more
remember
like
your
wet paper
objectives.
bag.
yeah, I need to remember my objective.
Alrighty, guys.
Alright.
I think a much more relaxing little example of D&D rather than the tears and funerals that the last couple of weeks have been.
We've had 2
But-
funerals in like 2 months.
Yeah, man. But we are dipping ourselves back into some slightly more regular D&D, and we'll be back here next. Will we next Thursday? Yes, we will be, right? Yeah, 10th. So 17th is the last one, and then after that it's like Christmas or New Year's Eve,
Right.
so we're not doing
It's
it.
Christmas,
Well,
yeah, and New Year's Eve.
if you want to know.
If you want to know, I will say with my mouth now because you're our viewers and you deserve to know. We're taking a Christmas break over Christmas and New Year's, so next week we will have a mini arc Monday. We're not sure what we're quite running for that yet. We're waiting to get some people's rotas back, so you can come on Monday and then on Thursday. But then that will be the last thing before 2021.
Oh
So
my God.
drop in next week so that we can all wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and happy other seasonal holidays as well, of course. I'll just keep wrapping up now that I've started because I also will say thank you to the Coggy merch. Thank you,
Hell
Coggy
yeah.
merchant.
Hell
My
yeah.
sweets. They support our stream, teach us how to be good little BB streamers, and they make loads of gorgeous handmade leather stuff.
So many.
So if you're looking for TTRPG accessories or LARP accessories for your friends and loved ones, you can find them. Tofu, could you please not link the Discord? I'm trying to remember what the cognitive merchant command is, guys. What do you think it is? Do you think it's cognitive merchant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Tofu
DM.
beat you.
So it's there, yeah, just go check them out. That's it. And then also, I will shout out the other streams we appear on. So if you have nothing to do with your Wednesday evenings, you can see Meg and Riona play in Vampires the Masquerade. Do one of you want to give it a quick bump?
Yeah, it is the Witch and Craft Games Little Chronicle of Vampire the Masquerade. We are coming towards the end of this chronicle. There's been a lot of drama so far, and it's been very fun. I've had an amazing time. Please come and join us. It's a good little story, and it deserves an audience, I think. But yeah. 9 p.m. UK. No, not 9 p.m. 9 p.m. UK time. I think. My brain has gone bleh.
It's 9 p.m. time. 1 p.m. Whatever the American one is, I forget.
Whatever the American one is. Eastern. Pacific or Eastern?
Eastern,
there's
5
like 4
hours.
time zones in the United States.
Yeah.
Greedy.
Why are you so big?
And then if you have nothing to do on your Friday evenings, I play Tomb of Annihilation, very by the book, good old classic Dungeon Delvey D&D with the wonderful DM Kilted Cajun over on Kilted's channel. Kirk actually came and raided us early today. Kirk is a sweet, sweet baby, and we have a lot of fun over there, and they play loads of D&D literally all the time, so they will always be streaming and hanging out. But if you want to come hang out tomorrow and watch that, there's his channel, and you can go follow him. And also, our sweet Andrew does things that aren't D&D, which is quite frankly criminal. They aren't even TTRPGs, they're just Gs. They're just Gs.
Just games.
Tell us about your other thing.
It's true. Aside from being a tabletop nerd, I also play a bit of that sweet FPS stuff, so if you are interested in Rainbow Six Siege esports, you can catch me casting over at the European Esports Gaming Leagues. We're a up-and-coming Rainbow Six Esports League, and the semi-finals, as well as the battle for 3rd and 4th, coming up tomorrow, Friday and Saturday from 6:30 PM UK time. I'm commentating on both of those games, so if you want to just hear me talk about other stuff, then go over there. I'll be tweeting about it, so just make sure you follow me at Andrew Datson on Twitter. The links are easy to find through all this stuff. And yeah, I'll be about there. So if you want to listen to any of us, you have ample opportunities to do so.
Hell yeah.
And a last shout out for all the people in the stream today in the chat. You've been amazing.
Oh, love.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you've
Wonderful
been
people.
absolutely wonderful.
Like double the soup. I'm so happy you're new, and it's great to have you on board. We had GM Mina in the chat. We had Tofu.
Yeah, thank you for leading the hype train, Mina.
Yeah.
We had amateurs class with that quadruple hydrate earlier.
Oh
Quad
yes,
hydrate.
Evan, my man.
I mean, all of you. Matt was here. Mitch came at the
Thanks,
beginning.
everyone.
Damn.
We love you.
They're rapping.
And the final thing I will do is I will do socials. That's our link tree. Come hang out on any of those locations. Some more than others. Discord and Twitter mostly.
is where you want to.
But you can try Facebook. We are there. We're just a little slow.
It's also Facebook, so there's just less people
Not
anyway.
following us on Twitter yet. Not following us on Twitter yet. We are one away from the hell number.
Yes.
Someone.
Hail Santa.
Then we don't need anyone else.
Which means
Then
we're
stop.
super close to 1,000, so go get us followed. Go share us around.
Put it this way: if you follow us on Twitter right now, you will be our 666th follower. That's you know, that's some street cred.
Yeah.
Someone did it.
Oh shit! All right.
I just
We
pulled
have
it up.
it.
Just
Calls
tick
to
right.
action. It
Take a
works.
picture.
Oh,
Take a picture.
yeah.
Take a picture. Take a picture.
Everybody do your little devil horns. And then someone can clip us our little.
Maggie, do it. Maggie, do it.
Maggie, join
Maggie.
in.
Hey.
Oh, Meg's so cute.
Maggie's got
Maggie's such a
horns.
cutie.
All right. Lots of kisses, people. Like from
I
far
think
away.
that's enough plugging everything. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for enjoying the story. Let's hang out with each other in the chat.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
I need to raid someone.
Yes.
Let's
Ooh,
raid.
let's shoot somebody.
Let's raid Critical Bards,
hell yeah.
who is just chatting. I don't know what they're chatting about, but they are a lovely TTRPG
they're-
gamer.
They're about to be chatting about us because all these wonderful people are going to drop in there and be like, "Oh, we just came from chasing tails."
So yeah, when you're ready, everyone, we will wiggle our way over to Critical Bard and go say howdy hi. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you throughout the week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.